2, 3, 6.
I haven't filled in the things either, have I?
Carry on.
Have we started?
Well, allegedly.
Can I start?
If you want to.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Seal Podcast, episode number 236 for all your pest removal needs. My name is Fraser. My name is Fraser. I'm joined on my left by Dave.
Hello.
And on my right by Alvin and the Chipmunks. Neil. You're right, Neil.
Hello. No.
Neil's got a squirrel in his loft.
Squirrel, a rat, who fucking knows? Apparently something. I've just been informed there's something in the loft.
Yeah, that sucks. I mean, the point is, it's just on your doorstep now to deal with it, right? You just don't need.
Well, I'm not going to be here for a fucking week.
Oh my God! It's in the house. It's gonna. Oh my God! You're gonna come back. It's gonna.
Could be fucking everywhere.
Oh mate, it's gonna be sitting there. It's gonna have created a new account on your PlayStation. It'll. It's gonna be running both ovens at the same time.
All the grills on.
Cooking his, I don't know, his chestnuts or whatever.
Yeah. Oh,
go on, cheer up.
I didn't need that. I didn't fucking need that.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all good, man. I saw a rat in my garden the other day. A couple of days ago. Never seen a rat before here.
Right, I hope it's not a rat.
I'll tell you what, it's a week of animals. I had a rat in the back garden. I saw a dead possum on the road this morning around my area. I haven't seen one. Well, I have seen a possum, but not many.
How do you know it's dead? Was it not just scared?
Well, its guts were hanging out in the middle of the road. It was pretty flat. And it was and it hadn't moved when I came back an hour later. So I'm good.
Hasn't something eaten it?
That's some hardcore role play, that one.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, though. It was gone a little while later after that. So the council
Someone had it for dinner.
Oh, I don't know about that. Have you ever eaten? Has anyone eaten possum? I'm sure someone's eaten possum.
I've not. We don't have them over here, do we?
You haven't you? You do surprise me.
Not in Waitrose. Well, maybe it is in Waitrose. I wouldn't know because I don't go in Waitrose. Seems more of a Lidl thing than a Waitrose.
Oh, and there was I came out my front door and there was a dead bunny right on my doorstep.
Oh, bless.
With half its brain showing. It was pretty grim. So
Yeah,
I had to pick that up and get
what the fuck what brought that there?
Well, there's a rat bunny. I don't know what brought it there. There's a bunny nest out the front. So
was it one of the rats?
Maybe. God knows. And there was another bunny.
Was it a bear?
But no bears this deep into town. Not that I know of. Could have been a coyote. Nah, no coyote.
Well, foxes?
Maybe a coyote. Yeah, foxes and coyotes we have.
We just make do with foxes.
You got rats.
Apparently we have.
In your loft.
Yeah, Sumi said smoke bomb the house on the way out.
There you go.
Yeah, just throw a couple of flashbangs and smoke
just
grenades.
Go down into
just nip down Target.
Darker part of the buzz and get some weed and smoke him out. Leave some whistles out for him.
Through that little hole in your son's.
Yeah. I'm really not very happy.
Like
He's not happy, is he?
No, I'm not happy. Well,
there's a title in there somewhere.
Yeah, there is. No doubt about it. All right, let's move on. Fantasy. Let's go on to footy then.
I don't know what to do.
Neil's, I know, he's all fucking 7 and 8s or whatever the expression is.
6s and 7s, isn't it?
Is it 6s and 7s?
I'm pretty sure it's 6s and 7s. I don't know why it's 6s and 7s and not 4s and 5s or anything like that.
Why can't it be 7s and 8s?
I guess it could be, but that just doesn't sound quite right for some reason.
I guess. I don't know. So the football started.
Tizzy. Yeah.
Do you want me to do this section for you?
Well, you can try.
All right, let's move on then to listener stuff.
I think it's still 0-0 in the Man United game anyway.
Yeah, no score updates on that, please. I think I'm going to watch the second half after we finish.
Yeah, okay. I'm sure Simo will have to refrain from posting any scores in the chat then, because he's usually the one.
They can post it in the chat. I'm not watching the Twitch stream, so.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so the fantasy started. Very exciting.
Yeah, we've got a good collection of players. We exceeded
league
20 in the head-to-head in the end. I was like, that's going to be a bit of a bummer, because 20 would have been the perfect number, but unfortunately we've got more. Well, fortunately we've got more. I'm not begrudging people joining, but 20 would have been the perfect number for the head-to-head, because there's 38 weeks, obviously, and that means everyone plays each other twice. But now we've got 20 something. Can't remember.
I
what
like
it is.
playing the average though. The average is all right once in a while.
Well, depends if you win or lose.
True.
But yeah, good 30 in the league, was it? In the main league, with the old hangers on
Yeah,
who
30.
don't
I carried.
aren't in the Discord.
I counted 30. So that's
Yeah.
good.
Well
Thank you
done.
everyone for joining.
Well
Does
done
that
for
mean we
getting to
have
30.
at least 30 listeners?
Nah, doesn't mean
No,
that
it
at all.
doesn't, does it? I see Pilch's daughter's joined this year.
Boosting the numbers.
Your daughter, she didn't come back.
I know. It's just a complete waste of time.
Well, she didn't touch your team all last year, so
Well, she didn't even join until like fucking Christmas time or something, so she was never going to
she
win.
just wanted to hang out with her dad.
No. She's in Ayia Napa.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. She
I
gets
don't
back
even
Monday. She's dealing with the rat when she comes back Monday.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
So anything
God.
else on the footy? I mean, it started.
Yeah, we're
right,
here,
so
finally. So should I close the league?
close it.
Yeah, should
No,
I
some
stop?
people join late anyway, don't they?
Yeah. So
yeah,
yeah,
well, I think last year we had a few. few
I'll have
Close
to
it after
write
the
my
second
blog.
week, yeah.
I'll have to write my blog next week when I'm on holiday.
You don't have to do anything, mate.
Well, I don't
You
have
do
to.
anything. No,
but I
no,
will.
this is fucking Mickey Mouse podcast. Don't worry about it.
Mickey Mouse, was that a rat reference? I don't know. Like a mouse reference. Roland
All right,
is living in my loft.
Good old Roland. Anything? Okay, any more footy? Or...
Yeah, Luton got off to a great start last week, obviously, on the Monday night. Lost 4-1 at home to Burnley.
Oh, you lost
Cracking.
4-1. I didn't see the
Yeah,
score.
Got
Oh,
beasted. Got beasted.
that's not good, is it?
Well, we always lose to fucking Burnley, so they looked as handy as they did last season and the year before that. But last season, obviously, they were getting battered by good teams. But they beat us twice last year, I think, anyway. So, and we still finished above them in the league. So, you never know.
Right.
All
right.
But yeah, so proper update next week on the fantasy. I'm playing Scott in the head-to-head league. Scott's in the chat. He says he's back to claim last place, as he has a tendency to forget. So I was just looking at his team right now. Looks okay to start with. I say okay, but you never know. Could be blinder, or it could be shit.
I'll take a look at it and give you a proper review later.
He's got a player called Scott in his team. We should make that a rule that you have to have someone who's
actually there is a Fraser, I think, in the league, isn't there?
Is there one that plays still? He's on Newcastle's book still? Oh, I don't know. I can't remember. Or at Southampton.
Yeah, Newcastle. Oh, there's a Fraser at Newcastle and a Fraser at Wolves.
Oh, there you go. There's plenty. I don't know if there's anyone called David, other than like as a first name. Other than as a first name.
Yeah, that might be a tough one.
I'm not sure. There's probably Gary O'Neill. Wolves, but he's the manager, so there's possibly an O'Neill. Oh, there is. What's his name? McNeil in Everton. Well, I'm not having him.
Wow, there are no Neils. Not one Neil in the Premier League.
Neil Maupay left, hasn't he? He's at Brentford, is he not? Neil Maupay.
Oh, I've got a cost thing. Oh no, that's the max cost. Yeah, no Neils. That bizarre.
Neil has a surname, obviously, because you're looking for surnames.
Anyway, okay, look, this riveting. What are we doing? We're having a chat instead of a podcast.
Well, that's what we're doing.
Your wife was right. It is Mickey Mouse.
Did she say that?
No.
I think you just said that.
She implied.
I think Fraser just staring now. Like,
yeah.
And she called you an idiot.
Yeah, when you
Me?
when you
I had my headphones in, I couldn't really fucking hear anything.
At least we were reading. All right, any more football? Let's move on to some.
There's no list of stuff.
There's no listener stuff. That's good.
I don't think so.
Well, it's not good. It's not great, but it is good in terms of like pushing forward and getting this out of the way.
We haven't got any.
I've checked spams everywhere that I could. I haven't checked this spam email. To be fair, that was still the same spam email. Nothing from Derek this week. It would appear.
That's right. He's
on holiday.
Yeah, you know where I'm going tonight? I'm going to the drive-in movie tonight.
Ooh.
What are you going
I
to
was like-
watch?
Well, I was just looking online and I was like, well, why was I looking on? Oh, somebody mentioned the Alien movie. So I looked at it.
Oh,
I
that
just
was me the
searched
other
it
day.
on.
Yesterday, wasn't it?
Well, no, it must have been today. Somebody must have mentioned
Well, I
it
mentioned
today.
it yesterday, for sure.
Yeah. And I just thought, oh, I'll have a look at that, see where it's playing or whatever, just on the off chance. And then it popped up that it was playing at the drive-in. I haven't been there since I was a kid. I went when I was a kid to see the Blues Brothers there. And I've always wanted to go back. And it's a double feature. Deadpool Wolverine, and then Alien Romulus. I was like,
Pretty good.
that's
You're gonna
okay.
be
That
asleep.
sounds okay. Who cares, man? I sleep in the car. I don't care. Plus, it's like 20 quid. Like,
20 quid or
you can't even
$20?
go to 20 quid. Like $30, I think it cost me for the two
For
of
two
us to go.
movies?
That was-
For
Yeah.
two of you to watch two movies?
for two of us to go to the drive-in. and
Hot
see the
new
double feature.
releases.
Yeah, 20 quid. It's bonkers,
Expensive,
right?
isn't it? But you are
Well,
sitting
it
in a
shows
fucking
you how
car.
expensive the properties are, right? Because effectively, I mean, it's just, I'm
Is
dumbing
it
down
literally
a little
like
bit.
somebody's
It's
like got a dodgy screener version of it and he's just playing it on a portable projector?
no, it is a proper drive-in. They got 3 screens and all that sort of stuff. So
Do-
anyway, it'll be interesting. It's something different, right? So we're gonna just pop. Sorry,
do
Dave.
you have to like tune in your stereo to a radio frequency for the sound? Or is it...
You're supposed to. So I mean, these things were always like back in the old days. You would obviously put your car on and you would just put the stereo on, right? And
Right.
they broadcast it out on an FM channel, and they
Yeah.
still do that, right?
Right.
Here's the problem: is cars aren't like they used to be, right? So my car, and I'm going in the Range Rover, right? Just drop that in there.
I had an email from Derek.
Oh yeah.
Literally just came in.
But you can't keep most modern cars. You couldn't keep them on for
No.
3 hours just listening to. I mean, there's so many systems in there and stuff like that. The battery's going to be toast. So I
Yeah.
got I've rigged a system up with a radio if we need it, and then some headphones if we want them. Whatever.
Have you got
Well,
like a 1980s boombox? Have you?
Exactly.
All the
Boomboxes
D
are
cell,
back.
all the D
D
backers.
motherfuckers.
The 6D size batteries.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be good. Should be something different.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't really do drive-throughs over here, do we?
No, well,
Drive-ins.
Or drive-ins. We
Well,
do drive-throughs, yeah. We don't
when
do
it's
drive-ins.
nice weather, it's sunny until like 11 o'clock, and then it's
Yeah, but isn't that
rubbish
the same
weather.
in Canada?
Yeah. So actually, the drive-in early part of the summer is too late, right? It's better now. I think this one starts at 9. That's a
Okay, yeah, that's
Mate,
so
you're
much better
definitely
than
going to
that,
be
mate.
kipping. It's like you're normally in bed at 9. They don't even start till 9.
I already have got all the bases covered.
You can't
we're
even
back
get
in it.
stoned
Mate,
because you're in the car.
we're- do whatever I. No, of course I can't. I'm driving. I've got it all figured out. I'm backing into the space. The seats down on the back of this thing is huge, right? I can have a kip, no worries. Absolutely no
But
problem.
you can have a sleep at home for free.
Well, whatever.
Are you taking
It'll be fine.
snacks?
Yeah, but I'll probably buy some stuff there too. They got things like chili dogs or whatever. I quite fancy
Ooh.
getting
Do
chili.
you have
a
people
chili
coming
dog.
around on roller skates?
They do not do that, but they do deliver the food to you if you want to order it online. They'll come and bring it to the car.
Nice.
I'm down with that.
Oh, that's I like the idea of that.
Yeah, who wouldn't? So yeah, it should be fun.
Could be. We'll see.
You guys better talk about what you've been doing. Dave, do you want to go first?
So you want to do
Yes.
this email? Are we doing that now?
Oh.
Yes. Do the email.
Yeah. Okay.
Just putting it in the show notes.
All right, here it is. Hi, Seal Podcast. With the closure of games website GameStop after 33 years, along with its magazine Game Informer, I wondered if any of you ever subscribed to video game magazines. I used to subscribe to Edge between 2002 and 2005, and the Xbox 360 World magazine between 08 and 11. The place I first heard what later became today's version of an online gaming podcast. Oh, sorry. Let me try that one again, shall I? I used to subscribe to Edge magazine between 02 and 05 and the Xbox 360 World magazine between 08 and 11, the place I first heard what later became today's version of an online gaming podcast. in brackets, on the disc they gave away with the magazine. Maybe you still have a magazine subscription of some kind. Pinball Monthly, Puppy Selling Made Easy, Fantasy Football for Dummies.
That's what I write. That.
Derek signs off.
Thanks, Derek.
Derek.
Got
Thank you,
in there.
Derek.
Got in there just in time.
He did. He's a wonder boy. I've never subscribed to a games magazine. It was not something.
Never
No,
subscribed.
never
I used to
subscribed,
purchase.
but I used to purchase Crash regularly.
See, I
in
was a
my
Zap
collecting days.
64 guy.
Yeah, we had this discussion the other day, didn't we?
Did we?
Yeah. You must have been on the old cans, mate.
Not like me. Yeah, Zap 64, Jazz Rignall. Jazz Rignall, I'm sure that was his name. He was Julian.
Jazz Mag.
It wasn't Jazz Mag. That was a different mag. You subscribe to one of those. But yeah, I think that was the one I really bought loads of. I bought an episode of Edge, the 30th anniversary or whatever it was. Episode. The issue, whatever that is. What do they call them? What's the like magazines? Is it an issue?
I don't know. An issue, yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't ever finish reading that. It's
Oh.
so, just like a piece
Many
of paper.
words.
It's just like, yeah, it's a lot of paper. It's a lot of paper and a lot of reading.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like.
I mean, back in the Crash days, back when we were, I mean, there was no internet, right? So that's the only place you could get your information. I think later, once we hit the later gaming stages, yeah, I mean, I didn't really need to.
I think I must have bought some PlayStation magazines, PS2 ones, whatever, some demo discs.
I definitely remember buying Nintendo mag, pre-2000s, and I was
Official Nintendo mag.
official Nintendo mag.
Oh, I used to buy PC format quite
a
regularly.
PC Gamer one. I think that's the one that came with the 3 discs, 3 demos and stuff. I definitely remember. I didn't subscribe, but I had the newsagents make sure they had a copy in for me.
Yeah, that's pretty much subscribing in my book, right?
Yeah.
I had
When I
ST
used to do a
format
paper
before
round, I used to
PC
basically
format as well.
do a paper round for that magazine and a little bit of money. Perhaps I have like a pack of polos or something.
And some cigarettes.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'll probably nick a quid out of my mum's purse for some cigarettes when it was about that much.
I remember when pack of 10 was 76p.
I don't. Can't get a pack of 10
all
anything
right.
for 76p these days.
What's the update on the puppy selling, Dave?
Well, we've got
You kept-
just one. Oh,
You
we've got
kept
one
one,
left.
right?
We've kept one.
Yeah.
Yep, Rosa. Yep.
Okay.
So she's had her first puppy trim. I got the clippers out on her because she was just a big ball of fluff.
Oh
I was
yeah.
like, "Oh, fuck's sake!" Gave her a big cut, and then
How was she with that?
she was fine. It was the girl was more like, "Oh, she's a little girl." She was like barely a pup, and it was like because she was so fluffy. It was like,
And you went, look, Fraser picked up a dead bunny off his doorstep the other day. Stop your moaning.
I did think about putting all the fluff together into a dog-shaped thing on the floor and say, "Oh look, here's the puppy." I was like, "Nah, that's too cruel. I couldn't do that."
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
so,
good.
So one pup. They've been very hot this week.
It's not been as hot
big
this
one.
week, has it? It was hot the other day, wasn't it? But
Yeah.
we had the
it
hottest
has
day
been
of the year
hot.
this week, but then that was literally one day, and then the rest of it's not been too bad.
We've had a few hot days, but it's
been
the dog
muggy,
when it
innit?
starts to cool. It's when they start cooling down, they start deciding, oh no, we need to go for a run now, and like go for a massive run around the garden, and then come in sort of near enough collapse, go too hot. It's like yes, because you've just been fucking running like idiots around the garden.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. They don't overheat.
Yeah, so lots of water and ice treats and stuff.
So what you been up to? Besides flipping dogs. Well, that's what you've been up to as well. Flipping dogs.
Not a lot. I've been playing lots of computer games this week, working, but I started watching Blue Eyed Samurai.
Yeah.
After your
Good, isn't it?
recommendation last week. Brilliant.
It's really good.
I put it on, and about 2 minutes after I put it on, my daughter came down and said, "What are you watching?" So, "Oh, Blue Eye Samurai." So, "Oh," and she sat down. And I thought she was going to bugger off, and then she sat and watched it all with me. There's a few
Yeah.
awkward bits in the first episode.
Yes, it gets more awkward later. Let me tell you.
Right.
Round about the fourth or fifth one, you do not want her in that
Right.
room.
Okay.
Actually, it's more like what's implied. I mean, they don't show it, but it's
Right.
yeah. It's,
Yeah.
I think actually it's the second last episode.
It's adult themed.
Let me
and my
just
daughter-
say that, you know, and it's bizarre because that you've been playing a game with a similar sort of name, but I'm just going to say the word Peggle, and then that pretty much will make you understand why your daughter should probably not be watching that.
She's
It's like
14,
Peggle the
she
video
knows
game.
what's going on.
Dave, look at Neil. He's so innocent. Bless him.
So innocent. So yeah.
It's good.
uh,
It's
So
really
yeah,
good.
it's really good. My daughter did clock in the first about 5 minutes that it makes you think the character is something that it's not.
Yeah.
But she was like, my daughter was like, I know what's gonna happen, and it was revealed like towards the end of the first episode. So
Are you watching
That's
it in Japanese with subtitles?
no, well, same as Fraser. I literally put it on Netflix. Started watching
Defaults into English dub.
it. It defaults into English dubbed.
And it's good dubbed too. It's not shitty.
It's not
right?
bad. No. It was
In
only
fact,
after. I was
in fact, later on, you haven't met him yet, but one of the main bad guys or whatever is voiced by Kenneth Branagh.
Mm.
So it's not as though they haven't thrown money at
Right.
the voice
voice
acting,
actor.
right?
Yeah.
So,
I've heard of that chap.
yes.
Was he doing
Pretty
like
famous.
some Shakespearean?
Sir
stuff?
Kenneth Branagh, actually, I think. Is his-
Branagh. Isn't it just Branagh?
Whichever you prefer.
It's not up to me, is it? It's his name.
I haven't even heard of him. So
Kenneth
um,
Branagh. You must have heard of him. You know him if you see
Shakespearean
him.
or
He did
Shakespearean?
oh fucking hell, Death on the Night, wasn't it? He did one of them Agatha Christie ones.
Yeah, he's the
he
new
plays
Poirot.
Poirot, yeah.
Oh, is it him? Oh, okay, I know him. Yeah.
And he's
I
in,
didn't know
he's
that
been
was
in
his name.
fucking loads of things, man.
He's married to
Probably,
Emma
yeah.
Thompson, isn't he?
Yeah.
How and why do you guys know random shit like that?
Well, like Kenneth Branagh.
Two of the most famous actors in England.
They're definitely like, well, Emma Thompson's. I haven't seen her in anything for a while. She was like a bit 90s, I'd say, wasn't it?
No, she's been in stuff recently.
Or
I've seen her
2000s,
in
maybe.
in something recently.
It was
Yeah.
like, what's his name? Curtis movies.
Ben Curtis.
Yeah, like she's in one
Yeah.
of them. Well, fucking, not. I don't know if it's 4 Weddings, but some of them, whatever those ones are. Or the other one.
I saw something recently with Emma Thompson in it, but I can't remember what it was.
Is that who's Lockhart in Harry Potter? Is that her? Or is that?
Probably. Oh, she's not married to Kenneth Branagh anymore.
We've got
Yeah,
Diesel Saint in the chat, live, in the Twitch chat. He's twitching right now, as well as watching the Seal podcast.
Who?
Badunch. Diesel Saint.
Sorry, I didn't say it. Oh, Derek. Yep, gotcha.
He says it's hard to tell how live things are. Are we real or AI bots? It's the worst AI you've seen.
I think we all AI bots if you believe that we're in a virtual reality simulation of the universe. Not me personally, but my wife went to see Kiefer Sutherland.
Is he an AI
Tuesday.
bot?
He is a country and western musician that
What?
went and played in the Roadmender.
Did he?
He did?
The Kiefer
What the hell,
Sutherland.
Kiefer Sutherland.
What's the road mender?
The Roadmender's like
It's
the
big place the place where lots of bands go to play music in Northampton.
What could you? How would you describe it as?
Can't believe I've never heard of that.
I can't believe you've never heard of it. We've definitely mentioned this before. Roadmender. It's a bit grim.
It's not great. But lots of famous bands have been in there.
Did Kiefer like it?
Kiefer loved it.
Country and western.
Yeah, I think
Not
so.
a fan. I've got to be honest. Not a fan of country and western.
I was gonna say Kiefer or country.
Well,
Country
I don't
western,
know.
alright.
I don't like country and western. I have to listen to a few.
Don't you
What's
like
the-
Johnny Cash? Then?
They play Rawhide quite regularly at Tesco's.
Right.
So we have the
If that's
Tesco radio
If that's
now.
your basis on country and western, then yeah, okay. That's the
No,
only
is it
song that
Rawhide?
you're
No, there's
subjected
not
to.
Rawhide. There's another, not the fucking Rawhide. What is it? Oh my god, it's Rhinestone Cowboy. It's not Rawhide. It's Rhinestone Cowboy. I'm thinking of. That's the one they play at Tesco.
Okay.
This is like fucking Labyrinth and fucking Never-Ending Story again all over.
Don't you like Blazing Souls then?
I like Blazing Saddles, but that's not country and western music, is it?
Yeah.
I don't like the music.
It's,
Yeah, look at
it's-
that. Tuesday the 13th, UK, Northampton, Roadmender.
Northampton.
There you go.
Did he sell the
Skifer.
place out? I hope he did, because it's not very big.
Yeah, like the mister saying, it was so packed you could barely get in the building. It was bordering on not
They'd
being
oversold it.
Yeah, massively. But there was two kinds of people that went to see him. There were ladies in cowboy hats. Sorry, three people.
Three
kinds-
people? Well, it doesn't sound like a very big place at all.
Three kinds of people. There's people in country and western ghetto. So cowboy hat. Think of cowboy and western, like country and western
Were they doing dozy does in the...
That,
Lying
in the
dead in the
audience?
car
yeah,
park.
exactly. They were all over it.
all in?
There were the other kind, one of the other kind, which was the Lost Boys fangirls. So
Yeah.
all the
They have like Lost Boys t-shirts and stuff.
Lost Boys t-shirts, the hair, like
Were
full
they
on-
all about 60 as well?
No, they weren't. There was like 40 or 50. But there were some younger people there as well, younger women there.
How do you know so
fangirling
much
it
about
over.
this then? Did you hang
I heard
around?
it all.
Oh, you just
No,
heard about it.
I dropped off. in
You
Big
didn't just hang around in the
Um,
car park.
Well, and that goes down to the third type of people that were in there were the leery guys that knew it was going to be a chick fest and
Really?
were blatantly there on the pool. And yeah, it was like there's a bit like there was some very sleazy people there.
But you said you went home.
So no, I did. Yes, I dropped the. Vic went with a friend, and then I picked him up, and they were very drunk. But yeah, it was absolutely sold out. Apparently, Kiefer looked at the missus, looked at Vic, and she waved.
What did he do?
He just carried on singing, I think.
Did he do his own material? Did he just covers?
Yeah, no, he's quite a big musician. He's released quite a lot of stuff.
Apparently, Diesel Saint says the best version of Rawhide is from the Blues Brothers movie. Get along, little
Yes.
doggy. I think I've seen. I don't even know if I've seen that whole film.
What,
Oh,
the Blues Brothers?
yeah,
That
when
I
it-
went to see at the drive-in.
Did you indeed?
Yes.
Well, you just
What,
said it.
when you
yeah,
were-
about 30 years ago.
When you were small?
Yep. A lot more than 30 years ago.
I think I might have
Um,
watched that at my nan's at some point when it was on
I
very
think they
late
did a
at night.
remake of it, didn't they?
They did the
Probably.
Blues Brothers 2000, yeah.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
No, I didn't.
I
see
think
it.
it's supposed to be quite good, actually.
Is it?
Yeah.
Was he was
Anywho-
Belushi alive still for that, or is it like different people?
No chance. He was well gone by that point.
Was he not
Yeah.
long after the Blues
Dan
Brothers?
Aykroyd was still in there. But I don't think Dan Aykroyd was in it. I can't remember. Anyway, someone
don't
can
know.
tell us. What else we got?
That's it from me.
All right. Neil,
Took my car for a service.
which one?
The Fiesta.
Fiesta Forever?
Yeah,
Oh, look at Dave in his shorts.
he's
Show us your pins.
yeah, it's been skipping leg day by the look of it.
Oh, I don't know.
There's a
the
couple
L's
of threads hanging out of your shorts there, mate. You want to maybe cut
I've
those
got-
off?
Yes, 320 quid first service in 5 years. I haven't had it serviced for 5 fucking years.
It's not bad.
It's not probably not done that many miles.
It
in
is
5 years.
bad.
It's not
isn't it?
good. It feels like a
Really?
different fucking car. I have to say.
Is that the first time you've changed the oil in 5 years?
Yeah.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
Do you hate your cars or something?
He got a service. It's probably done less than 10,000 miles in that time.
Dude, you should be changing the oil in your cars every year
Mm.
if you want them to last.
It's okay. He
So
said it
everyone says
he
until their
says
car shits the bed.
my mechanic goes, definitely needed a service. I was like, yep, it definitely did.
Yeah, which means you should have done it earlier.
Yes, but it's done. And it wasn't
Ah,
silly
good for
money.
you for at least doing it.
And yeah, like I say, does feel like a new car. haven't driven it. I was
Did
like,
he
"Well,
put
drove it away." It's like,
synthetic in it?
"Ooh,
Do you get synthetic oil?
I don't fucking know. They put whatever it's supposed to be in there. In it.
That's not true, though, is it?
Yes, it is. They're in the good garage scheme. I trust this guy. He's good. And a little chat while I was there.
No, he'll
'Cause-
put the right viscosity in, right? But he's not putting in the. They don't just by default.
I
put in
could
the good
fucking
oil.
look what he's put in it because it's on the receipt, but it's in my car and I ain't going to my car now to fucking.
I think we're quickly establishing that you're not the car guy.
I take my car to the garage where they do the job
Once
proper.
every 5 years.
No, it was going regular, but like COVID fucked everything, didn't it? And it hasn't been anywhere. It hasn't
No
done any miles.
excuses.
It should have been.
'cause all the
It should have been
all
done.
The garages shut. All the garages shut down. Haven't they
did.
for the last 5 years?
Not for the last 5 years, but they did for about a year.
Wow.
Because the reason that I used to get it done regularly around the same time as the MOT at the garage down the road, Ashton's, if anyone's actually interested. Anyway,
The detail is excellent.
he said to me, he goes, "Oh," I said to him, he's like, "I don't think anyone's worked on it since the last time I brought it." He goes, "Well, that makes me feel a bit better about not having seen the car for 5 years." I was like, "Is it really that long? That's mental." But yeah, because obviously there was the whole shit, like they postponed all of MOTs. I used to take it there, regular as clockwork from my MOT, and get it serviced. And then COVID fucking happened. And then when I phoned him, when it was available, you were allowed to get an MOT again. It was just like, "No, mate, I've got nothing for like ages." So I ended up taking it somewhere else, and then I've just been taking it there.
You have been taking it somewhere else.
Yeah. But they did look after me back at Ashton's, and so I had a chat anyway with the guys in the garage because I hadn't seen them for a while. And one, I said because they've got these pictures up, and there's a metro. Remember mini metros?
Yes.
The original
Well,
ones, yeah.
They've
I
got
had one.
like metros with what the fuck do you call it? Well, they've got like the chassis reinforcement shit. It's like a racing metro, basically.
Yeah, the 6R4.
No, they're not the rally ones. They're like, it's just like a normal. It's not a normal because it's like had all of the shit taken out of it, so it's bare bones inside, but with like the chassis reinforcement. They race them, but it's not the fucking ridiculous metro that you see in the rally that was just like a death trap. But yeah, so one of them, I said, "Who's the racer then?" And he was like, "Oh, that's Jack. He's the only one racing still." Because I think they've all had a go. I think there's like the old man. He's not old, but he's still working. But he's like, I guess he's the dad or whatever. And then there's like, I guess the two boys who work there. But one of them, Andrew, he's the main guy who runs it now. And then Jack, he's like mechanic and a racing car driver. And
I never ever thought I would know so much about
There you go.
Ashton's.
Right, there you go. Anyway, so I get to chatting about the racing, and he goes, "Oh, he was at Cadwell Park recently." And I was like, "Oh, I don't really know Cadwell Park. You don't hear that one very often, do you?" I said, "It's definitely not in Gran Turismo, is it?" Like, as in, obviously it's not in Gran Turismo. And he was like, "No, I think it might be in some of the others, though." And he goes, "Yeah, Jack." So he gets him in. And he's like, "Oh, yeah, they've just announced it for iRacing, apparently," he says. And I was like, "Oh, right." I said, "I don't really do I've never done iRacing. You have to pay monthly for that and all that stuff." I
Is
said,
that the one Bongo does?
Probably. Oh, no, I don't think it is, actually. You have to pay monthly for iRacing. He does the Assetto Corsa, I think. And I said, "Oh, I might have raced it on a Assetto Corsa or something." And anyway, I says, "Oh, have you raced against Max then?" As in Verstappen. He says, Yeah, I raced against Max." I was like, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah, and Lando." I was like, so we had a bit of a chat about like sim racing and everything for about 10 minutes. So it's pretty sound.
Are they big races or something?
Who? Max Verstappen and Lando Norris?
No, iRacing. Like, how do you end up racing against these guys?
Well,
they
like, Max Verstappen, like during COVID, they were all doing sim racing, all of the Formula One drivers. But Max still, he's in it's Team Redline, it's called. They have him and several other drivers, inverted commas, sim racers, and they compete regular. And he was getting a bit of a earache off of, well, not into his face, but the guy who commentates F1 over here was going on about how he was obviously not doing very well in a particular race because he'd been up since till 2 o'clock in the morning the night before doing sim racing. They were doing 24 hours at Spa sim racing the same weekend as a Formula One race, and he was competing, Max Verstappen, in the sim race and the F1 race. But yeah, so the guy down the road, he said he's raced against all of them like online, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Oh,
So
cool.
like I say, I always have a little chat now when I go down the garage.
Nice. All right. Anything else?
I started watching something on TV. Not none of the
What?
stuff you recommend. There's a thing called Tokyo Vice. It is on iPlayer over here. I do not know where it is elsewhere. It's probably on Netflix in the United States because everything that's on iPlayer. Oh, Fraser froze for a minute there. He's all right.
Yep, I went back.
It was a very beautiful picture that it froze on. So, Tokyo Vice. It's a guy, an American, trains to be a journalist, but moves to Japan because he wants to, for whatever reason, wants to be a journalist in Japan. Works for the Meicho. I think it is Meicho. I can't remember how you say it because I don't speak Japanese very well. It's like the big newspaper in Tokyo. But he speaks like immaculate Japanese. He's like fully like the show is basically in Japanese with bits of English because I guess Japanese people, some of them speak quite good English, as well as this guy speaks very good Japanese, and there's some other American people in it who speak amazing Japanese as well. Well, to the untrained ear like mine, for sure, certainly sounds like Japanese because it's like watching a Yakuza video game in large parts.
Well, it's based around the Yakuza, right?
Well, yeah. So like he's like obviously that's the interesting news, I guess, the new like journalist part. He wants to get in and investigate the Yakuza and publish stories, but like because he's a Western type journalist, he wants to be like doing all the exciting stories. But in Japan, it would seem you have to stick by the rules and you have to just publish the stories as you get told them and blah 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 blah. And he's a bit like he's a bit American, whereas he's not Japanese, so he wants to do all the exciting kind of investigative journalism. But initially they're like, no, you do this, you do that, and he has to write all the boring stories, write up the police reports and all that sort of shit.
Like Michael Douglas in Black Rain.
I haven't seen Black Rain, but anyway, I'm really enjoying it because it's like I said, it's like you get in all of the Yakuza gangster stuff. And I swear some of the actors are actually the people who are in Yakuza video games. I was like, I'm sure that's the guy who's in Yakuza. There's a guy and he's wearing the same fucking glasses as he does in the fucking Yakuza. And I'm like, that's the same fucking dude. I know it is. So it's just really, if you've played any Yakuza at all, and then you watch this, you're like, oh yeah, this is like, it's a bit like, yeah, the Yakuza that you see in the games, like. But now you're seeing it in a TV show. It's quite cool.
So that's right up your alley then.
Yeah, I'm loving it. I'm really loving it. It's a bit far-fetched to feel like some of the stuff he gets up, like the journalist guy. I'm like, yeah, you wouldn't really fuck around with them, would you? But yeah, it's cool. They get to like go to the hostess clubs and all that sort of shit. And I'm like, this is just like all the mad shit that goes on in the games. So I haven't finished the first series. There's two, maybe 3 series, I think, on iPlayer. But yeah, I think it's based on a book, which I couldn't tell you. I don't know if it's called Tokyo Vice as well. But actually, really enjoying it. And it's the only TV that I've watched for fucking ages that actually sucked me into a watch. Because I started House of the Dragon, watched 2 episodes, I was like, it's a bit fucking boring.
The samurai one you like?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a cartoon though, isn't it?
Oh my god, you sound like my wife. Are you watching your cartoons or are you going to play your computer games? All right, moving on.
I'm going to do both at the same time, bitch.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
So what have you been up to, Fraser?
I haven't really been up to much.
Yes, you have.
My wife's... Have I? What have I missed? What have I been up to? I've forgotten. I feel like there is
You posted a short video in the fucking WhatsApp.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, my disco. That's what I need to post. Yeah, so I had some. So Mark Singh. What's his? MS Rangers. That's it. MS Rangers. Yeah. So he inspired me because he had a load of disco lights and stuff in his. And I was like, I'm gonna do that. So just slowly, I've been piecing
Slowly.
together a few stuffs. So I got I had a disco ball already. I got a disco ball motor, so that's gone up. I got some
Were you just
spotlights.
spinning it manually beforehand?
No. And then I had some spotlights from someone in town who's getting rid of them for free. So I got those for free, which was good. The disco motor didn't cost me much, like about $15. I ordered a laser that came. The laser was expensive. That was probably about $30.
That's not expensive.
Dude. And then projects come with a budget, Neil. Okay. And yeah, the laser's cool. And then I got a smoke machine as well. I was trying to get a smoke machine from somebody in the next town, but she never got back to me. And then luckily somebody else just had one right around the corner. So I got that for $25. Not bad for a smoke machine, $25. Yeah, so we did the test run. I sent you guys the video. It's pretty good. Looks impressive, doesn't it?
A lot of smoke.
Yeah. Now
It's very
problem with
green.
the smoke machine, yeah, the laser, honestly, the laser, I was like a little bit disappointed the laser wasn't going as well as I thought it would. But then I realized we had the spotlight on the disco ball. Once we cut the spotlight, the laser just popped.
Right.
It was really good. Yeah,
It
so
did look good on the video.
yeah, you definitely got to have it really, really dark for the laser, and then with this, just a bit of smoke in the air was fine. Problem with the smoke machine, set off every smoke alarm in my house.
Funny
So I
that.
had to,
Really?
Your house full of smoke.
yeah.
No, I
So-
thought it was, I didn't. I thought smoke alarms detected like VOCs, not just
No, the carbon monoxide detectors you're thinking of, Dave, essentially, rather than
no,
smoke detectors.
I thought smoke detectors were basically tuned for volatile compounds, not just like smoke.
I think there's
There's
two-
multiple
I think-
types.
yeah,
Oh,
there's
okay.
definitely a couple of types of smoke machines in the way they operate, and I guess
And
these
smoke
ones are just
detectors.
the cheap smoke detectors, and I say
Right.
cheap with not really liking that word. The less expensive smoke detectors, the bottom of the range, your basics, your standards.
Yeah,
Your
because
Amazon
all
basics.
it is vegetable oil. Is it vegetable oil?
No,
correct?
it's
It's carbon-
I think it's
No, carbon
I
dioxide,
think
isn't
it's no, it's propylene glycol. I think,
That's
it?
it.
Oh, you haven't
or
got proper
ethylene.
smoke.
or ethylene glycol.
That doesn't sound
Um,
good for you.
Yeah, it's fine. It's the same stuff they've used for years. Well, one of them
Yeah.
you can't use. What you want using one of them is good.
What, you mean
using the
like
other one is
cigarettes?
bad, so, sure, it's fine. Whatever. Anyway,
So what do you do?
Uh,
Just make sure the door is shut to upstairs and then open.
I don't have a door. There's no door, so
Ah, okay.
I mean,
just
most of the stuff doesn't come out of the basement. Anyway.
good heavy
It's like
curtain
it's just gonna,
on the
gonna
doorway.
sit down there anyway. Oh fuck! I just turned. I just took all the smoke alarms off.
I hope you
Just
turned
pull
it back
them all
on.
off the wall.
Pull all the
Yeah,
batteries
yeah.
out.
No, I just take them all. They just come off the wall and I put them by a window. They're fine. So anyway, that's going really good. Yeah, I'm pleased with that. It's banging, mate. That's what
Bang
it
it.
is. It's fucking banging.
What
down
does
there,
your
I tell
son
ya.
think? Does your son stand there shaking his head, or does he like nod his head?
Problem with kids is, right? They don't want to admit when your dad's done something that's pretty cool, right? They thoroughly think that they want me to be the uncoolest dad there is. But of course, pretty sure all their friends think I'm fucking cool. Right? Your dad's so cool. I bet you I'm that dad.
Are you
Everyone
want to be
thinks
that
I'm a
dad?
cool dad.
You think you are?
No, I'm pretty sure I am. I've met the other dads.
They're not cool.
No.
They don't drive
And my
Jaguars.
son got interested in DJing. Actually, he's been playing around on the decks and stuff. So
That's
pretty
cool.
neat.
That's cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
You're just teaching him about the good music rather than the shit stuff that's around these days.
No. Well, no. I mean, it's difficult to do that, right? He's got to. There's no point in playing stuff you don't want to play. So he's got to just find his
So
own music.
I'm surprised he's playing anything.
I don't know what he's playing.
Bit of Taylor
Yeah,
Swift.
so that's about it. So that's that work in progress is good. So
So what's your next on your list of things to do? Strobes?
I
Getting
have-
strobes?
Yeah, I've ordered. I've ordered another laser because the lasers were so cool that we decided to order. Well,
You
I
need
decided to
multiple
order
coloured
another
lasers
one.
now.
I need another laser, so I've got another laser coming.
Can you get programmable ones that to like draw shapes
Oh yeah, for sure.
for
No
cheap?
doubt about it. Not cheap, no. The trick is just honestly the thing about these projects is just you can't rush. If the faster you try and get a project like this done, the more expensive it is. That's
Yeah.
that's the bottom line. You can do anything you want as quickly as you want. It is going to cost you. But if you hang back, like this, like for example, the smoke machine was in the town next door, so that's an hour. That's like say at least an hour of my time, if not more, driving back and forth. Right. So I got gas money in there and time, whatever. So I was like, I don't really want to do that. So I waited. So what comes up? One for that was even cheaper, literally around the corner. So you can do projects
That's
like
some
this.
guy who's finished his midlife crisis around the corner.
He was a young guy, actually, you know, who thought it was funny to buy one. And I don't know, I'm sure I'll regret my purchase at some point. But
I was looking
it's
at
good.
Jaguars this week. Speaking of
Oh,
mentioning
yeah?
Jaguars,
Nice.
yeah, I-Paces.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they've come down
They
quite a
can't
lot of
be-
money.
They can't. Have they?
I'm telling you, I feel
They
like
still can't be cheap, though.
they're not
can
cheap.
they?
Nothing's cheap, but electric cars feel like they're more reasonable prices than diesel and petrol cars.
This feels like there's a little bit of a nice bump in the second-hand electric market.
Yeah, there's
right now.
definitely a lot of suddenly like one place that specializes in electric vehicles. It's got like 40 odd Tesla 3s. I'm like, that's a lot of Teslas in one hit. Like for not a massive garage, not like a massive national chain or anything like that.
Yeah.
I feel like they're all starting to hit the second-hand market in volume. Hence the prices are
Yeah.
like getting good. Whereas every time I look at a diesel well, I don't really look at diesels to be fair, but petrol engine cars, I'm like, that's fucking loads of money. So
like, if you bought a car 5 years ago, you could probably sell it for not much less.
a
than what you bought
petrol
it for.
car.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
there's like I watched a video from Fully Charged, and they're like, you can buy like premium electric vehicles, like from Mercedes and like Audis and BMWs for like 30% of their initial value. Now it's like, yeah, that's a lot of money off because they're fucking
Yeah.
expensive vehicles.
Yeah, it's the battery tech, and all these companies developed and got electric vehicles out with the batteries and stuff, and either the trust of the batteries has gone, or the batteries themselves, and to have them replaced is so expensive, it's cheaper to
Loads
scrap
of them though,
or-
you're still under warranty. Like they're less than most of these batteries have at least 8-year warranties. So, and loads of these
Yeah.
cars are less than 5
I
years
bet
old.
that's prorated, though. Like, they'll
Anyway,
give you pennies on the
You-
dollar.
you
for
need-
the batteries
it.
aren't really
you
a
need-
problem.
You need to look in. I would strongly recommend looking into. There's a reason why they're cheap.
No, there's
Yeah.
the initial, like the old Leafs, the first gen Leafs. They're old.
Not even them. Not even them.
But lots of the other
first
cars.
Teslas and
First
Tesla
Teslas are still
3.
going strong, mate. Tesla Red Model S's, you got free supercharging.
I'm not. Okay, I'm only trying to give you advice.
I'm not going to buy one.
Like,
But there's Tesla S's that have done like 600,000 miles on the same battery. That's insane.
yeah, it's not that. It's that how they've been charged. If they've literally just been on fast charge like every single time they've been charged,
Well,
then
I'm telling you, the
it
ones that have done that many
completely
miles are
kills-
definitely getting fast charged.
It completely kills the battery. The old trickle charge up to 80%, and then sort of pootling about for a couple of days on that, and then trickle charging again. It's fine. It's when it's going up and down the motorway, smashing it at 100% in 30 minutes, and then driving straight away from it. That it absolutely wrecks it, and people know that, and that's why a lot of these Teslas and stuff, they're ex-company cars, which they are going up and down the fucking motorway, and the battery range dies. If anyone's looking into it, make sure you've got the warranty on the battery, because to have a battery replaced, or any of the actual motors, it costs more than car's worth. So, and that's why a lot of these are coming back, and the company cars, and about 3 or 4 years after they come back, the companies just get rid of them because they don't want to pay the usage.
That's right.
or-
Could be a fleet, right? So they got their
Yeah.
hands on somebody's fleet or something.
Yeah. So buyer beware. There's a reason it's cheap. The money is still where in either hybrid or fully petrol or diesel cars.
I think it comes down again to like if you can understand the limitations of the car you're buying.
Yeah.
And the same goes for my cars, right? I'm running, let's call them high-end cars, high mileage high-end cars, right? Prone to problems, prone to expense, but I don't do a lot of miles.
You're not doing like tens
so
of
I can
thousands
get
of
away
miles
with
a
it.
year. Yeah.
So I look at an electric vehicle as a sensible next step, right? So I would think that after I get rid of my car, I'll go for an electric. I don't need a lot of range.
No.
Because I have another car that I can use if I need a car with range.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I may be able to enter that market and
Anyway.
survive it. If you're entering the market and trying, oh, I'm sorry, was I boring you?
No.
He's not on.
I was
today.
distracted.
You're not on tonight.
I've been distracted. I've got fucking rats in my loft, and then Diesel Saints getting timed out for God knows fucking why. I'm trying to find out. I can't find out why.
Yeah, no, I'm eyeing up an electric because I think I can get away with short range and then sort of take advantage of something cheap.
Yeah, but your short range definition of your short range is what? You're you're like an hour from the next town, so are you just literally talking around town?
No, I mean like the next town is say the next town is 15 minutes away. I'll take the other car then, right? I mean just local commute, taking the dog for a walk on the weekend and all that shit, right? I want an electric car. So it's not gonna, dude, I got to get away from running vehicles.
So you replace that fucking Range Rover. Well, anyway, I got my eye on an I-Pace, or several I-Paces. Your high spec I-Pace got loads of cool shit in it, and they're available at 2019 ones for about 18 grand.
Ooh, do it.
So that's like 5-year-old car. A nice fucking. They were a lot of money when they came out.
Dude, I'll tell you the two things out of all the Jaguars and stuff that I've owned, two things that just make me sweat at night: cooling systems, and suspension and air suspension. Right?
I'm not sure this has.
You're gonna have a cooling.
Well, it has a cooling system, obviously.
Yeah, but it doesn't have the engine cooling, right? So you're laughing, no worries, because the Jaguar JLR engine cooling systems are all built on wishes and dreams. Like I can smell coolant from fucking miles away.
I think the I-Pace has cooled and heated seats, so you can cool your seats as well as heat them.
Already, he wants it. Do it, man. And you don't even know what oil your cars are getting. So like you
don't need oil in them fuckers, do you?
Exactly, electrics for you. It's got your name written all over it.
I'm not sure my mechanic would be too happy though. They'd be like, "It'll be the last time I see him. Never need to take it to the garage."
Maybe I should get an I-Pace.
They're quite nice.
I would hope so if they're Jaguars. Nice cars, surprisingly.
Yeah. Well,
yeah. Apparently Jaguars
made in
India, all
right?
electric. No, they're not made in India. They're made in Coventry.
Well, talking about vehicles, I was looking at a Triumph Daytona 660.
Bike?
That's not a car.
Motorbike, yeah.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, it's been too long since you. I thought you were on a bike a year. You've been disappointing recently.
My daughter's FaceTiming me from far up in Iron Upper now.
What is it? A Daytona 660?
Daytona 660, yeah. I was just casually looking, and the missus walked in looking saw me. It's like, "You're not getting another bike, are you?" I was like, "No." So, well, you got to sort out the garage first before you get another bike. It's like, "Ooh, okay." So it's not a no.
That's pure sports bike, is it, or is it a tourer?
It's a sports bike. Yeah. It will be a second bike. It will be a weekend fun bike.
Nice. That looks beautiful.
So it's it's a sports bike for the road. It's usable speed. So it's not it's nowhere near as powerful or as big as my XR, but it's a sport.
What the hell? They say here that the price is from 11 grand Canadian.
It's not that expensive.
It isn't, is it? I mean,
is that brand new?
I'm sure I'm not walking out with that at 11 grand. But even if there's another, you could stuff.
You could chuck another 2 on with extras.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
But it's quite cheap for what it is. I say cheap, relatively speaking. For the bike, for the fact that it's a sports bike, 600. CC. Yeah, it is very tempting. So
Yeah, they don't hammer. Look, I'm just looking on the website. They don't hammer you on the options like they do with cars, right? So the option to go to the red is $125. I mean, that's
Right.
nothing, is it? Right?
No. That's like I don't know, an extra charge or something in the car
Yeah,
for that amount of
exactly.
price.
Yeah.
There is an option for a quick shifter, I think. That's a little
What's
bit
that?
extra.
What does that
So
mean?
clutchless gear shifting,
All right.
which is for a sports bike is pretty needed. But that's only a couple of £100 extra. But yeah, I think the standard white I think looks great. Other than that, I was looking at the black. But yeah, it's a lovely bike for the price. It's brand new this year.
Nice.
Yep. So we'll see. I need to get a garage. I need to sort out my garage. I need to get.
You
a
have a
shed.
garage, but it's now an
I have a
office.
garage. I need a shed. I need to put all my stuff that's in the garage into the shed. All my garden stuff. So yeah, that's the next expense, and then I'll start having to think about another bike.
Right on.
How many bikes have you had
Cool.
in that time that I've still had my Fiesta?
How long you had your Fiesta?
Oh, fucking years.
I think I
Absolutely years.
know you go through about 3 or 4 bikes now, Dave.
I've had at least 4 or 5 in the last 4 years.
Well,
Yeah.
one a year.
Nice.
Yeah. And I've had the
Why
same
not?
bike twice. So yeah, I've had 2 different.
Not
XRs.
literally the
Oh,
same bike.
yeah, that's right. Yeah. I remember
I've
you
had-
upgraded.
I upgraded my XR that was standard to an XR with some
All the
extra
bells
bits
and
and bobs.
whistles.
Yeah.
Still love it?
I still love it. Yeah, it should be going out on Sunday. Went out not last Sunday, Sunday before. Went out in the week actually. The missus on the back. We just went for a poodle. About 45 minutes, just going around villages, just sit and have a chat and riding
Checking
around.
out the roundabouts.
Oh yeah, I did scare the missus.
You can't dog on a motorbike, surely.
No. Well.
Oh, he's going to tell us you can now.
No. When you're on a sports bike, you get a little bit bored behind the other cars and stuff. So to make things interesting, when I'm just riding around, as you do, just try and get the bike down as far as possible on a roundabout. Even if you're doing like 25, 30 mile an hour, you just try and get. I forgot she was on the back, and I didn't warn her.
Yeah.
I put it right down. I scraped the pegs, and I just said,
You got microphones in like your helmets.
Yeah. I was like, oh, sorry, I forgot you was on the back.
Yeah, I know. I did that as well.
You don't ride like that normally, do you? It's like, no, it was.
No, it was an accident.
I did that once. I had my wife she was on the back, and I came out this roundabout, and I thought, right, I'm going to just drop a gear and I'm going to floor it out. I forgot she was on the back, and so I dropped a gear and just wellied it, and then I just, of course, straight away felt her nearly pull me off the back, because she was. Holy shit! That's a sign of a good passenger, right? When you forget that they're there.
Yeah, that was funny. I said, yeah, sorry, I'll warn you before I die. No, so I was like, don't do it. It's like, oh, okay, yeah.
Told off.
No.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, should we move on to what we've been playing? Let's keep this puppy
Go
moving
for it.
along. All right. Go on then, Neil. You start us off with one of your selections.
Well, I've not played many games this week.
All right. Well, start us off with one.
The first game is my regular Gran Turismo. I ain't saying nothing about it. Just to mention that I've played it.
Okay. I am going to rent that from the library, but I had another library purchase has popped up. I got to go pick it up.
Purchase?
So rental, whatever they call it.
Another one? Not the one you
Yeah.
played this week, as in another one that's coming up.
What did I play this week?
You played the...
Oh, I didn't got that in there. Yeah, I got Hogwarts. Forget it. I put that in, and I lasted about 5 minutes before I was like, "This is just no chance I'm playing this."
Oh, okay.
Yeah, played it. Did you play it?
I haven't played it. I was quite interested in playing it, but
I had absolutely
never-
zero interest in it. I am shocked that Fraser even bothered renting it.
It's just there, right? I was just scanning through what they had on the shelf, and it went Hogwarts Legacy. I went, well, that's a blockbuster title, right? So I better let me just grab that, try it out, or whatever. I put it in. God, it's just boring, right? I don't know. I mean, like, if I'm not a Harry Potter guy, I'm not. All that I missed it all.
You're too
right?
old and too young. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah,
You're
exactly.
too old and too old.
Yeah, I was too old to watch them, and my kids were born too late to watch them too, right? So
Watch them. What about
um,
read them? You didn't read them to your
shit,
kids.
mate.
You didn't
Did
read
I?
them to your kids.
No, should have done.
Should you?
I'm sure.
You've saved them, to be honest.
Yeah,
The way
maybe.
things have worked out.
I didn't give it a fair shake of the stick, but to be honest, I just got in there and I was like, it was just. It looked to me like fantastic fan service, of course, right? You want wizarding shit, you want stuff like that, great. I ran around for a bit and threw some spells at some things and whatever, and I was
Expelliarmus.
Oh,
You
God,
Expelliarmused it out of your PS5 pretty rapidly.
Yep. Returnus Librarius. Yep, so that went back. But I've got Prince of Persia lined up, which I've been
Ooh.
dying to play.
Ooh, that was on sale and it was not expensive recently in the summer sale.
I
and I was like,
nearly bought that. But I was like, And then I thought, you know what? I should just check, see if the library's got it. And they do. So I got that
Nice.
coming.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Yeah, so is Gran Turismo on your list or in your request?
I haven't requested it, but I know they've got it. So I will.
Yeah. See, then
I'll
what
grab
you'll have
that.
to do, you get that, and then you have to get PS Plus so we can play online.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll get it and check it out. And then if I think that I'm enjoying it, then I'll do that.
You're going to be shit anyway. So.
Yeah.
It's quite hard. You can make it relatively
You
easy.
guys just absolutely smoke me on racing games. I know this.
Okay.
I accept it.
Well, it's because I've played one near enough every fucking day for the last God knows how long.
That's right. Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, there's that still going in the background. But yeah, I ain't playing Hogwarts. Ugh. But yeah, the only main game I've played most of the week is Dungeons of Hinterberg. I thought I might have managed to finish it before the show, but I didn't. Didn't get around to it. I've got one dungeon left that I need to finish the game. And well, I think it suggests that once you've done 25, that the game may be over. But I don't know because I haven't done the 25th dungeon yet. But yeah, it's a weird one. I feel like I'm invested enough time into it that I should finish it. Am I? Is it? It's very difficult. It's anything that came after. Like this is when I first played through Elden Ring, however, 2 years ago or whatever. Everything that happened after that just didn't feel very good compared to what I'd been playing. So if I hadn't just been playing Elden Ring for like another 100 hours, probably would have thought this was better than I think it is. Because there's nothing really wrong with it. It's just not Elden Ring. The same as like anything else that came after the first time I played that. So, but yeah, it's a solid game, and the combat does get more interesting the more you play. You get more and more abilities, and you can switch things up quite a bit. You get more unlocks of different types of attacks that you can do with like magic. It's called magic, but it's just like there's one of the things that I've unlocked is this. It's called, I can't remember what it's called, something butterfly thing. But basically, you like target an area and it's just like bombards this area with like an artillery shell. But it's like, it's all in the shape of butterflies. But there's all fucking explosions going off in it. But they're all like butterflies flying and then it just booms. And the dungeons themselves are like a mix of puzzles and combat. The combat, like I say, it's not amazing, but it's interesting enough because of all these different things that you unlock and you can change around, and you've got there's all these people you have to talk to around town when you're not in the you can only do one dungeon a day, and between the dungeons there's all the story stuff that goes on, which involves stuff that literally just tells you that like every night you have to go to bed, and before you go to bed, you get the chance to go to the shop and spend the evening with somebody. You can just not do any of
What?
that. Not
What do you
like
mean spend
not
the
like
evening?
nudge nudge wink wink spend the evening with somebody, but literally spend the evening with them, and depending on who you spend the evening with, boosts certain stats that you have. There's like familiarity, renown, amusement, and something else which is evading me right now. But basically, the more you have of certain stats means you can do different things with other people in the game. Or like some people you need a certain amount of familiarity with before they'll unlock. And every time you meet a person, your relationship level goes up. But it's not just a relationship level for the sake of it. Every time you unlock the next level of a relationship, it unlocks some sort of perk where you can upgrade your armor, for example, with one person once you've got to a certain point, or you can enchant your sword with extra powers. And then there's like someone will give you a different, what they call attack conduits. So these things that you can throw around, like the butterfly thing that I was talking about. So if one of 2 or 3 of them, or once you've improved your relationship with them, they'll give you a different one of those. Or maybe you'll be able to equip more of those things and change it up all the time. So there's loads of stuff going on. The story is interesting enough. But the main feature in the dungeons themselves, there was also, like I say, there's the combat, but there's like the puzzle element of sussing out how you might need to unlock a door in this puzzle. And so I did hear someone else on another podcast said that it reminds them of the OG Tomb Raider puzzles and stuff like that. I was like, actually, that's not a bad shout, because you're like walking, like I say, these dungeons. But it's basically just like this huge arena, it's not huge, but relatively huge arena where you've got to do certain bit of platforming to get to a certain point, to then do like a little puzzle, which might involve using some of the magic powers that you've got, or might just be flicking some switches and stuff like that in the right order, and all sorts of stuff like that. So there's loads of stuff. And I was like, this game probably could have done with being, for me, a few hours less, because I would have finished it by now. But I'm enjoying it so far. And like I say, I'm right near the end. I really wanted to get it done.
Oh, you're near the end. That's good.
Yeah. I've got 24 out of 25 dungeons done.
Okay.
So, but yeah, they don't take loads of time to do each dungeon. And like I said to Fraser when I was talking about it offline, is if you're not really interested in all the chit chat with all the people, you just press the start button, whatever it's called these days, and it just fast forwards through all the dialogue until you get to a question you have to answer, and you go, I didn't listen to anything you just said. I just pick one. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I don't think I took full advantage of that when I played the first dungeon.
Yeah, so I'm liking it, and it's nearly done. And I've just seen Diesel saying in the chat, it says we had him at spend the evening with somebody. He says live mini quiz. Are you ready for live mini quiz?
Live mini quiz. Okay.
Says which movie director made a small cameo appearance at the end of the Blues Brothers from 1980? That's a face. That's a face that only your mother could love you or put in there.
Yeah. I'll go with a topical Ridley Scott.
Ridley Scott? Who directed the Blues Brothers?
I don't know.
I'll go. It's 1980, Steven Spielberg. Who knows? I don't fucking know. We're going to have to wait about a minute now for Derek to get the feed to update, because he's obviously like a few seconds behind real time. Oh, Steven Spielberg. Woo! He directed John Belushi in 1941.
Nice.
Cheers, Derek. Nice. This is not going to work properly because there's too much of a delay. But yeah. Anyway, that was Dungeons of Hinterberg. If you type another question while someone's talking about another game, we can maybe do that after someone's talking about another game. But...
Okay. Dave, do you want to go and do one of yours?
Yeah, I'll do one of mine. So, I've been playing... I bought a new game. Yeah, I actually bought 2 new games this week, but I've only played one of them. One of them
game?
is called... Game. It is a game. It's a game called Peg Idol. As in Peggle, but Peg with idol tendencies.
As in not an idol, as in not a pop idol. As in idol, like doing fuck all.
As in an idol game. as in letting it play itself. Much like games like Coin Flipper or Cookie Clicker or
It doesn't sound like an idle game, Cookie Clicker. Do you have to do a lot of clicking?
you
No,
do,
Cookie
but
Clicker was definitely an idle game, but
yeah, you started
It-
having to do a lot of clicking, and then it
is
turned
this
into not a lot.
an idle game? I played this and I didn't think it was an idle game. Was
Peg
it? Did I
Idle?
miss it? Yeah, I felt like.
It turns into an idle game.
Oh,
It's
does
like
it?
yeah. That the amount that basically it's Peggle, but you have infinite balls, infinite pegs, and you start off having to um, hit the pegs with the balls, and then you upgrade the balls to automatically fall from the top, and then you get money from getting the gold pegs or hitting the balls into a paddle that moves along the bottom, and you get money for it. And
Sounds a lot like Pedicle.
the different balls have different values. The more you upgrade, more you pay to upgrade the balls that you either falling automatically or that you shoot. You get more money for both hitting the pegs and the balls. Pegs and the paddles. It turns into an idle game. It's you.
Once you've upgraded everything, you don't have to do anything.
Once you've upgraded it, you can like the progression is quite rapid, so you can like progress it quicker by playing shooting basically the best way of getting money in this game is getting the balls into the paddle rather than the pegs. So there's a few maps that is like hardly ever hit the peg, so you might as well just follow the paddle around for like a few minutes and progress quite quickly. I've been playing it on a Steam Deck. It's a great little game.
An idle game on your Steam Deck?
An idle game on my Steam Deck.
I saw you coming back for a second shout on this. I think I saw you playing it, and then I saw you playing it again the next day. I was like, okay, he's back. So there's got to be something in this.
Yeah, I've been playing it for a few days. Yeah.
Is it really playing it though? If it's an idle game, I've never played one of these fucking games.
Am I really playing it?
I've never played these games.
I pick it up. You get money after you've been offline, which is a classic idle game trope. Of you haven't played this for X amount of. This is the average that you would have progressed through the automatic cheesing of this game. So you have this money, so you upgrade, and then you shoot the balls again, and then you wait for the values and things to go up.
Did you play a lot of Farmville Day when it was on Facebook?
I played some, not a huge amount.
Is that not? That's like an idle game, isn't it?
I am a bit of a sucker for idle games. Yeah.
My wife played fucking loads of Farmville.
You did?
My wife? No, my wife did. Oh. She played it fucking late. I never played it once.
It's a great little game. It's only a couple of quid. I've put in what have I put in? 30 odd hours.
What?
In the last week.
Well, yeah, but how many of those were you actually doing anything?
Well, barely any. I say barely any. I've probably played this for like 6 or 7 hours. Wow. But it's been idling in the background.
Sounds like a waste of electricity. If you're not really doing anything, but do you have to leave it on?
It's not that. Of course, you got to leave. Well, you don't have to.
It's not that you're not doing anything.
No, but like in between, like the times that you can do something, can you just turn it off?
You can, but
is it sort of like having a machine and you go in and make tweaks? Right?
You come in and it's literally just that. It's just. Well, it's not playing at the moment, but where's my camera?
Don't even start. Don't start.
Yeah. So it's there. Like it's on the side of the thing. Like I'm working away.
So it's like Farmville then. You just pop in, do something for 5 minutes, and then just leave and log out.
I'll just reach over. I'll just upgrade that. Do a bit like, and then give it an hour. Give it a couple of hours. Oh, I've got some more money. I can spend a bit more money on it. It's a distraction.
Yeah.
And I'm enjoying it.
You enjoy it, Dave. Don't listen to Neil.
I'm not being. I just don't ever. I don't understand the appeal of just like.
I played it. I played it, and I didn't. From what you're saying, I didn't give it enough time because I sort of got through and just went, this is shit Peggle. This
Right.
is Peggle, but it's not as good.
Yeah.
But
I can
Peggle's
shoot the
good.
balls all the time. What's going
And
on?
I,
Like,
yeah, and I didn't understand why it said I had one ball left, then I would shoot it, and then there would be another ball that I could shoot. It didn't make. I didn't really. So I didn't give it a proper go.
yeah.
Yeah, I think you did.
Maybe I did.
Yeah. It's not for everyone.
No,
There's lots of
each
games
to
that I
their
play
own.
that are not for everyone.
It's not for you, Neil.
It
There
definitely
is a
isn't.
demo if people want to
No.
play Peg Idle, one word, with the idea that it is an idle game. But
It
yeah,
just
like,
baffles me, these concepts
you-
completely.
you
like the
earn
whole
prestige
clicking thing as
points.
well. The clicker
loved
games.
Cookie
I'm like, what the
Clicker.
fuck?
I loved Cookie Clicker. I thought it was great.
I've never played any of them.
I like
Don't
them
mind.
because it's the challenge of them. It's not the challenge that like you. The challenge of them is how do I get this progressing?
I've got
as fast
bad
as
enough
possible?
RSI already. I don't need to fucking spend
No,
20
but
minutes
you're not
clicking.
I conquered Cookie Clicker by installing a automatic
Yeah.
mouse clicker, right?
Yeah, just
But
go
it's
on
also
to-
about what you
yeah.
purchase, what you upgrade, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, so there is a
It's
know.
it's main like how do I do this as quickly as possible? What's the main line? Like what do I put like spend my money on that I've earned for like because it's been sort of idling in the background? How do I best progress like to get the next upgrade? And it's just a series of small decisions that really don't mean anything, but like those decisions affecting you going forward and how it affects the game going forward.
But there's like,
So-
there's no.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I know. I can bash every single game you play every
No,
single
I'm
time
not bashing it. I'm
with,
just like,
I don't understand why you do what you
what's
do.
the? I don't know really. It's just.
What?
It's
All
just
right.
weird.
The
Just
Let
a
it
weird
go,
concept.
let it go.
The
Let it
pull
go.
of it is that it's a stupid little game that is playing in the background, and I can distract myself instead of looking at my phone. Instead of going, oh look, I can go onto YouTube
You
Shorts.
don't play
or,
coffee golf anymore.
I-
Play idle
well,
games.
It's not that. It's that.
Dave,
coffee-
don't you
coffee-
feel that you have to
coffee golf.
justify
I'm
anything
not.
to them?
I'm not after
Yeah,
justification.
Coffee golf was a sort of a 5 minutes. I have to concentrate and do this, and if I like mess up the shots, I've completely wrecked around, and that's an embarrassment.
Yeah, I
This,
just
I'm like-
if I do a mess up now, I'm just like, fuck it, I can't be asked. I'm not
Yeah,
even going to bother.
Yeah, but now it's just like, oh, I'll just upgrade this and press it, and it plays in the background.
Is
and I'm
there an
happy that
end
it's-
state to the game?
There is an end state. Yes.
Right,
Yeah. There's
okay.
you upgrade your levels that you can go to. You get prestige points. You can you get different types of upgrades. There's various upgrades to shoot more balls out of your turret. You get more paddles. You get different buffs and stuff. So there is progression that you can go through. So again, it's a stupid little game. It's not going to win game of the week, game of the year, but it's a fun distraction.
Have you seen the game called Clickholding? Speaking of Clickholding.
No.
Hold on. Is that a Steam game? Or
Yeah, yeah. I've heard a few people talk about that.
What's
You
it
know,
called?
Clickholding, as in cuckolding.
Oh, jeez. Do I
Yeah.
need to go look at
I
this?
haven't.
Can't even speak.
You need to just have a look at
All right,
Clickholding.
I'll go have a look at it. All right, we'll go. I'll check that out. I'm not going to check it out now.
in the private
right.
browser.
Okay, so
Um,
that's anything more on Peg Idol?
No, that's it for Peg
Do you
Idol.
recommend
Peg
it for people who like idle games?
I may go back to it.
Is
Idol.
it a good guy? A good idle game?
I recommend playing the demo, understand it's an idle game, and if you like it, buy it. It's £4.
How much?
It's four.
Greedy
than a-
devs.
Less than a cup of coffee.
That's the same price as Clickholding, I reckon.
And if you like these games and you played them and you like it, you're not going to be disappointed with how much you spent on it.
What's the best idle game you reckon that you've ever played?
I quite like that mining one. Do you remember that one? There was
Mining?
one where you were sort of mining, going
Yeah.
down levels and stuff. I can't remember what it was called.
But you weren't really
Um,
doing that though, because it's an idle game.
That again was about buying stuff. I think that was probably
Well,
closer
you
to
t-
this
Mm.
than Cookie Clicker. Who
Um,
knows? Anyway,
There was a really good one, the Coin Pusher, that was on the Android. Play Store. It was like the old coin, the 2p machines.
Yeah.
What
There
2p
was
like
Like the
tuppy
waterfall ones,
nudges?
right?
Yeah, yeah. There was a really good one of that. I can't remember the exact name, but there was a
God.
really good one of those. Oh, baffles me the name, but there was one of those, and I had to uninstall it because I was legitimately getting just so distracted through my whole life because of it. Yeah,
I have a game like that.
it's called Pinball.
Mm-mm. It's on my list.
We know where that game is. When you think about it for more than 5 seconds, Dave, you'll know what that game is.
That's me. That's me with Peg Idol.
Well, I better talk about Balatro then, which has properly taken over my life this week. To
What?
the point.
What do you
to the
mean
point.
this week?
Yeah, I suppose. But no, it went into the well. My wife's gone away, right? So everyone's gone away. So my evenings are pretty quiet.
This is not an idle game.
And so I've sort of been doing stuff, finishing work, and then I'm like, oh, I got to do this, do that, cook dinner, whatever, blah blah blah, do whatever chores need to be done. And then I'm like, well, what do I do now? What do I do now? I'll just go back to my office and have a quick game of Balatro. Maybe try and finish a challenge or something. Yeah, and then I've been doing the midnight sessions, which last night I was just like, no Balatro. Balatro was off the menu yesterday, big time. I needed to go to bed and get some sleep. But I made some very significant inroads into the game this week. So
you posted a score, didn't you?
I posted a score. I got the monkey off my back. I got my E number. So I can't remember what it was. I think I got to about E13. Which I was very... Yeah, I was very pleased with that because I hadn't actually set out to do it.
And how you did it.
Yeah.
Do you remember how you did it?
E12 you posted.
High cards.
You have to. I think you have to go high card. Right. Okay. So let's talk about Balatro for a minute. So I'm becoming far too. Oh, it's my son. Hang on a second. Can one of you just give me 2 seconds here?
Well, I haven't played Balatro for a while.
Hang on. Let's have a look at the last time I played Balatro. The last time I played Balatro was, I know I had to put this down because, yeah,
sorry about that.
Same reasons. June 11th was the last time I
June
played
11th,
Balatro.
fucking hell, that's
and
like 2 months.
That was probably on my Steam Deck. Yeah, I stopped playing it because it was.
Yeah, I am now at the point. I understand I think. I just understand how.
You're like in the matrix of Balatro.
I am totally in the fucking matrix. It's really.
You just
bizarre.
see the numbers now.
But no, I could definitely like give like hand on heart can give you like pointers and the ways to sort of like make your games way easier, right? You know, it's been a journey of understanding the changes that you make. Balatro is not linear, right? For whatever anybody thinks, Balatro it's not linear. And when I say linear, I mean if you get something that scales with chips, right? Say you get what is it, the bull or whatever it is, right? Every time you have cards in your hand, you get chips for the cards. So you can keep putting cards in your hands and you get more chips, right? That's fantastic in the first couple of antes, right? But chips very quickly don't satisfy, right? Unlike a Snickers that satisfies, right? So you need malt, right? Plus malt. Early doors, plus malt, plus chips, good. They'll get you through the early stages. Plus malt is great, but after a while, plus malt doesn't get you where you need to be. You need times malt, right? And then after a while, you know, there's all these points along as you progress, right? That you need to make changes. The game is very, you know, in order to get to the higher stuff or to achieve goals, you have to be very dynamic and change things on the fly. So quite often now I will start games playing flushes, playing full houses, and then I'm looking to pivot to 3 of a kind, and then maybe pivot from 3 of a kind to a high card if we're starting to go, because you need to be playing high card to take advantage of your hand, which is going to be all steel decks and red seals to re-trigger and like just take you into let's go to the moon, baby. That's what we're doing, right? You want to go to the moon. Yeah, there's just all these strats. And anyway, I was playing the game. I had no intention. I started the game on the Zodiac deck. I can't even remember what the point of the Zodiac deck was. I think the Zodiac deck automatically gives you the vouchers for more tarot cards and more planetary cards in your shop, which sounds great, but of course then there's less jokers, right? So there's always a trade-off, right? Something sounds great, but it's not so great. Anyway, I just wanted to just get a challenge, there's one joker I don't have locked, and you have to buy 20 cards from 20 playing cards from the shop, and I haven't done that yet. So that's what I was trying to do.
Still
just buy
now,
5
you
playing.
haven't done it.
I don't think I've done it yet. No, and that's what I was trying to do. And then just suddenly the round just morphed into this thing where I had all my Steel Kings. I was just able to see. I quickly realized that I had a chance here to really go for it.
You should just go, I know Kung Fu, all of a sudden.
I can't remember. I think I had. What did I had? Something scaling, didn't I? Sorry, I've played so many games. I'm just going to have a look.
I'll just look at it and go, I don't know what these jokers are. There's 2 of the same joker.
Sorry, I just want to pull the screen up here and then I can remember. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, yeah. That's not that one. Yeah. So I had. Oh, that's right. It was Canio. So I picked up this legendary. I think what happened was I picked up this legendary joker. I was doing what I was doing, and then I picked up a legendary joker called Canio. And every time, I can't remember what increase. I've forgotten now what increases Canio. But anyway, I soon learned to start feeding. Oh, that's right. Canio eats
cards
royalty, so you need to find a way to feed Canio.
You play them or you discard them.
I can't remember what it is. I think you have to. Yeah, I think you. Oh yeah, I think you destroy them. Oh, that's right. You destroy them, right? So I had one card that was basically copying. I was using to copy the kings. I had steel kings with red seals. So every red seal in your hand is ×2 malt, plus you have a red seal on it, triggers twice.
But you can't play them as a part of. That's only if you keep it in your hand.
Yeah, but then I had DNA. I finally picked up DNA, and I was using DNA to copy them, and then I was using something else. I think I had.
What's the mime-looking guy?
So the mime re-triggers all the cards held in your hand. So all those steel kings are getting triggered ×2 because they're steel. Then they're getting re-triggered by the red seal. So now you're ×4. Then they're getting re-triggered by the mime, and then they're re-triggered again because they have a red seal. So you're going from a ×2 on every steel.
32 or something stupid.
Yeah, ×2, ×2, ×2, ×2. So they give 2 ×2 is 4 × 8. So now you're up to ×16 for every one of those, right? Then you have Canio, which was running at ×58 because I'd fed it so many royals, right? So it just goes bonkers. Like, if you can get all those ducks in a row, separated times malts are what you want for a really good end game. And I think I had one. Oh, and I if you look,
how would you end up losing when you're racking in those numbers?
Because, man,
does the blind just go absolutely insane?
Mate, those are very large numbers, right? They are insanely
That's
large.
Like 12 zeros. So what's that? Billion, a million.
Yeah, I high scored at E15, right? It's just, isn't that more atoms
a million
in
billion
the universe or something, right? So yeah, I was very pleased with that. It was cool. Anyway, so that sort of spurred me on, and then I went off and I've been doing the challenges now. I've completed probably about 10 of the 20 challenges that I can see there, I think, so far.
Do you think you're ever going to stop playing?
Nope. Not that I can see. I'm very concerned. No, I think I will. I quickly realized, actually, that the challenges have been really fun this week. So if they could have more challenges...
They don't change.
But I would imagine they're going to have some new ones or something. Like, there's one of the challenges is like Fragile, right? Where you've got your whole deck is glass cards, and then you're holding in your hand.
You want the doubles the chance of everything happening.
Yeah, the 2 dice, right? And they're both negatives, so they sit there in the background on your joker slots. But every glass card you play is going to smash, whether you like it or not. So you have one deck, and you've got to make it to ante-8 with the one deck. And I know it's possible.
You have to keep buying cards, surely.
you can't. They're all disabled. There's no way to buy cards and all
okay.
that. So you know, there's challenges to this, but I've played so much of it now that I immediately know if a card is going to benefit me. And I'm not saying I know everything by any means. I definitely do not.
Sounded like you did.
But I've got a very good handle on like what is going to. I'm going through the gold stakes again. Right now, I'm going for all the gold stakes, all the challenges, because I feel now I've got that confidence now that I think I can do these no problem. So yeah, I'm not finished with Balatro by any means. Yeah, it's good. I'm fucking in deep.
How much was that game?
God knows, I don't know, $16
Yeah.
or $20 or something. Way too much.
Ridiculous.
How many
overpriced.
hours you put into it now?
I'm into the hundreds now.
We're not into Hunt Showdown numbers, that's for sure.
We're not into those numbers yet, but we won't be far off at some point. Now, I think I'm at 200 hours.
You've beaten Grand Theft Auto numbers.
Easy. And here's the other thing that I did. I subscribed to GeForce Now this week.
Oh, did you?
After
You actually paid money?
Yeah, I actually paid money. So we were talking about it, and I thought, you know what? I'll look into it. I looked into it, and they went, you have 6 months for half price. It was like $35 for 6 months. They have a sale on right now. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to get it. And guess what I've been playing remotely?
Balatro.
Yes, on my iPad. I don't.
Does it work better than the Steam Link in it?
It is definitely better playing on the GeForce Now than on the Steam Link. Not by much, but it is.
So
better.
even though you're running like the Steam Link is you're running it on your decent PC in your own home on your own Wi-Fi network, the GeForce Now actually works better despite it being run in a server several hundred miles away potentially.
Yes. Yeah.
Magic.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's magic.
But it is suffering on my network, so it doesn't. I've been playing it in bed.
Is that your iPad though?
My bedroom is the furthest away from the modem,
Right.
from the router, right? So, but even then, I don't think that's an issue. I think there's an issue with the bandwidth needed. It basically just goes to shit when my son goes online. So I don't know what he's doing, whether he's streaming or watching movies or whatever like that, or downloading. So I've had some issues with that. They do recommend that you play on a wired connection. Who
Which you
wouldn't
can't do on an
recommend
iPad.
that, of course, right? Can't do that on an iPad. But you know what? I mean, it's okay.
Have you
It's
got
all right.
a GeForce Now app on your TV? You haven't got a smart TV, or did you get a smart TV?
I have a smart TV downstairs. I should probably try it. That's a
not
good
sure.
idea, Neil. I don't know how that works with hooking up a controller.
You just
or
Bluetooth
whatever.
control. Yeah, but the thing is, then you're dealing with Bluetooth lag on your controller.
Yeah, I don't know. But actually, like the touchscreen works way on my iPad for Balatro works just fine. Pretty, I say just fine as long as the internet's not.
That's the only
cracking
thing you've tried. Because you can like.
out. No, I tried something else.
Because obviously you can just install. Does it just work in a browser on your PC, or do you do it? Is there an app? Because you can just
It's
like.
weird. No, you sort of log in on a browser and then you basically save that web page
On your iPad. This is on your iPad.
on your iPad, yeah.
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
you open that as an app. Then
Yeah.
every time.
That's how
after,
the Game Pass thing works as well. You have to
Right.
you like go to some weird like it basically bookmarks a web page as if
That's
it was
right,
an
yeah.
app
Yeah,
on your iPhone or iOS.
yeah, that's exactly what it's doing. Yeah. So it's pretty neat. I got to put some more work into it.
I'd be
it's like
intrigued to see if you try something. I don't know what game you own that you think your PC might struggle to run. That because if you're paying, do you know what's tier you're paying?
I don't. I don't think they're
Probably the Ultimate.
The Ultimate's got
Yeah.
like 4080 graphics cards or something running it, so you could get potentially real nice graphics on games that you might not be able to get on your actual PC. So,
Yeah,
because you're only playing the games you own anyway.
So how's it fitting with Steam itself? Because obviously
You just
Balatro is a
connect
Steam
it.
game.
You connect
so
Steam
online-
to GeForce Now or whatever.
Yeah, so online I've connected my Steam account, I've connected my Epic account, and I've connected my Microsoft account. which is
Ubisoft?
I did not bother connecting that one. No. And my Microsoft account, it's
I think
actually,
Game
it's not
Pass might be
quite.
a bit janky.
I'm not subscribed to Game Pass anymore. That's over. Finished
Ah.
this week. And I said to myself, when Game Pass runs out, I'm not resubscribing. I
Were you actually
was
paying money though, weren't you?
sorry.
You were actually paying money for it, so
Yeah, I wasn't paying. I mean, to be honest, I mean, I had 3 years or 4 years or whatever it was for like
yeah.
a penny, whatever they had, or $1. You know, I did that upgrade that gave me 3 or 4 years. And then I have friends who work for Microsoft. So I got friends and family discount every time I bought Game Pass. So I was getting Game Pass for half price. But even then, right, I still don't think it's I just don't see the value in it. I've let it lapse. If I feel a desire to get it, then I'll be proved wrong. But right now, I couldn't give two
What's
shits.
coming up? What about you're not going to play COD, are you? You're not bothered about Black Ops?
Not bothered about COD one bit. So I
No.
just don't see. I just don't see the value in it.
It's not for
me.
everybody.
No.
And
It's
your
not from-
your son is a PC gamer. He doesn't really he plays on PlayStation, I guess, a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And that's the problem I have now with the GeForce Now is, you know, I could go play it on my TV downstairs, but my TV has access to every game that you know, it's hooked up to my PC, it's hooked up to my Xbox, and it's hooked up to PS5. So I mean, really, you know.
Yeah, I would be intrigued if you tried a game that on your TV, for example.
Yeah, I
via
will. No,
GeForce
no.
Now, and then tried it on your PC and see how it compares.
Yeah, I will. I mean, obviously, you got to pick your poison, right? You know, I'm not going to play a shooter. I'm not going to play Hunt, or I'm not going to play Valorant.
No. But what have you got? I don't know.
I think I fired up Dead Rising because I've got that.
That's a bit old, isn't it? I feel like you've not got Cyberpunk.
Just came out.
Really? You've got that, yeah?
Yeah, I don't know why I got it. Maybe it was on Game Pass. Maybe I tried it before my.
No, I don't think it is.
I don't know. I think it was free. Wasn't it given away free or something?
Well, if you owned Dead Rising Original, they gave you the brand new remaster that acted for nothing.
I have no idea. I don't know. Anyway, it's very interesting. It's neat. But I haven't really given it a proper shake of the stick. Just been playing Balatro. I haven't dreamt of Balatro yet, though, so that's something.
Ever?
No.
Well, that's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't really met. The only games that I've ever dreamt about when I used to play Battlefield.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm not sure I've ever dreamt about a video game.
I've dreamt about Hunt, PUBG. I used to dream about all the time. All the time.
There was a long period of life I never remembered any of my dreams, though, to be honest. And I still don't really have it. I wake up and go, that was a cool dream. I was just like, I don't even remember having a dream.
Funny enough, I've taken some tablets for lactose, the Lactase, I think it's called. And I'm not sure because I tried cheese the other night and I had these tablets. And I'm not
what
sure
was this? Mean you're allowed to eat lactose if you take these tablets?
Yeah, and I'm not sure if it was the. I think
they say cheese makes you dream, don't they?
I had a pasta carbonara.
It's got cheese in it. Oh yeah, that's in it. Yeah, of course it. Yeah. I made it myself. I know it's got fucking cheese in it.
Yeah. And it was a cat. I'm not actually that fussed about milk or cheese. Like, it doesn't actually bother me. It's only because the missus and little go and try it. But yeah, that night I had such weird, vivid dreams. And I haven't dreamt in years. But yeah.
Well, you probably have, but you just don't remember.
Well, yeah.
I assume you dream. Like, assume I have dreams, but I just like.
I haven't remembered the dreams in the morning when I woke up, but after having those tablets, I'm not sure if it was the cheese or the milk or lactose, whatever. But after having those tablets,
could be the tablets.
Could be tablets.
Because because it fucks with you. Is that fucking something? Obviously, if it's allowing you to eat lactose,
it should just be messing with your gut.
Yeah.
But
does it do something weird with your brain as well? Who knows?
Who can say? I dream like a motherfucker. That's all I know. All right, so that's Balatro. Obviously, that's not going anywhere. Dave, do you want to go on to your next one? And then we'll finish off on Hunt, I think.
Factorio. This is also another game that I've been playing a lot this week.
A lot.
I'm so close to finishing it. I'm so close to getting to the point where I'm done with that. And I set myself the arbitrary finish point of I'll launch the rocket, which is the in inverted columns the end game. It's not really the end game. It's an end game that I'm putting. I thought I was going to hit it last night. I got
Oh, this is your
You
1%.
you did definitely think you were going to hit it.
This is like we was online together last night, and I was like, oh, I'm so close there. I just need to build this one thing, and I set all the production up. Everything was there. I put everything into building this one thing, and it was like, okay, right, it's gonna tick. It's gonna sort of go past the threshold of what it needs to do, and then that's gonna be the end game. And I looked at it and was like, that was 1% of the end game, like 1% of 100 done. I was like, oh shit, I need to do this like 99 more times, get all the bits and pieces together. So I was like, okay, right. I was like, this is going to be a bit longer than I thought. So,
Can you turn Factorio into an idle game if you automate
yes,
it enough?
If you just wait long enough for a lot of the production stuff to happen. But the idea is that you scale production to fit the needs. So I've been playing it a bit more, and I've been scaling up my factory a bit more, getting the essential things produced. Basically, rocket fuel, rocket controller, and something else. I can't remember what else. To build my rocket to escape. So I'm today. I almost had it on the background while doing this, but I thought no, I'll be professional, and I'll concentrate on.
You'll earn your
the
money
podcast.
tonight, Dave.
Yeah. But I'm 50% of the way there. So I
Ooh.
got from 1% to 50%.
Oh, that's good effort in one day.
In about hour and a half, 2 hours
Ooh.
before this. So over the weekend, I suspect, and I'll post a picture on Discord and when I've done it. I think I'm going to be 10 hours quicker than what I did last time.
Without cheating this time.
Well, it's not. Well, I'm playing it differently. So this time I'm playing it with everything standard. I'm earning the achievements. I'm not playing with any mods. I suspect I was playing with mods that didn't make it easier anyway.
Yeah.
It was just changing how the game was played. But now I'm playing it as intended. I'm getting all the achievements. So, and that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to get the launch a rocket achievement on Steam. I don't know why I want it, because you can just do things to
it wasn't good
unlock
enough
all
to know
achievements
you'd done
anyway.
it. You had to have
but
Steam tell you you'd done it.
It's about how I wanted to do it, and it's
it's just. I tell you what, it's just setting yourself these goals, right? And you just
yeah. So,
these games that it's typical of Balatro, Factorio, these games where it's like you can do whatever the fuck you want, right?
Yeah.
And if you set yourself a little goal and you say that's the monkey I want to get off my back, then that's the monkey you get off your back, and that gives you a focus. And
yeah. So
I would say I do that through almost all the games, right?
Plus every round of Hunt.
Pretty much, you're the monkey on my back.
Set ourselves a target here, and we may or may not achieve that target.
So yeah. So nearly there. I'll be done over the weekend, and then I will progress on to my next game that I've purchased but not played yet, which is Shapes 2.
Oh, I did see you bought that. I saw an article, I think it's on PC Gamer, that apparently 2024 is the year of the factory game, Dave.
It is.
Like, as if there might be a shitload of the motherfuckers coming out this year.
Satisfactory
all
is
good ones.
1.0. Factorio is getting a space mod DLC, which is basically
a whole new game.
A whole new game on top of. This is why, like, Factorio is why I've got to this point. When I get, because I'm gonna buy the DLC for Factorio, I will be at a point where I can just go straight into the DLC without any mods, and be happy that I've got there, and ruin my life from there. So yeah, Shapes 2, which is
That puzzle game
Uh,
sounds like a puzzle game.
It is the most pure form of a factory game that you can get. So with Factorio and Satisfactory, it's a case of resource management and basically managing resources, limited resources, and adapting around it.
Oh, I remember you playing this Shapes, the first one.
Shapes, yeah.
That wasn't that long ago, was it?
I played a
Was there a
little bit
demo
of
for
this-
Shapes 2 or
I
something?
played the demo of Shapes 2 not that long ago, which was very good. I missed the original Shapes, but Shapes 2, the demo and the release last couple of days has shown it's a pure factory game. It's that you're not talking about resources or anymore. There's no cost to creating conveyor belts and how you actually change things, and it's purely you've got an output and you need to supply a certain thing. And the whole thing about Shapes is that you get
Is this a bit
shapes
like,
in
what was that? Opus Magnum? Is that a bit like that?
a little bit like that. Yeah, yeah. You're getting these things and you've got to chop and change them and manipulate them into what is the output needed. And there's milestones and upgrades and additional things that you can create. And it eventually you start off with a small area that you can do it, and then the next milestone, the world view, the map, expands, and you've got tens of places where you can have these shapes created, shapes created in different colors, and the milestones change for how they're putting together. So, yeah, it's
That's out properly,
very,
is it? It's not in early access.
very complicated. It's out now.
Sorry, did you say you played the first one, Dave?
I think I played the first one. I'm not sure if I played it on Steam, but I definitely played it somewhere. There was a Shapes 2 demo, which was, I think it was out in the Demo Fest.
Neckfest or whatever it's called.
Yeah, Next Fest. That was good. I played that and I completed that. But that was only out for a short time, I think.
Yeah, I'm just going to try Shapes. It's got a demo, so I've downloaded that. I'm going to try that.
But that is it's a pure factory game. It's there's no resource management. It's like you've just got to you have input, you have an input of a resource, and you've got to manipulate it to have an output of a different resource, and you get given the tools to do that, and you've got to do it as efficiently as you can. That's my next game.
Here's a question for you. Which game of this style would you say to me to play?
I don't know. They're all different. They're all different and good in different ways. Satisfactory is Satisfactory is really good because it's a 3D. There is enemies. There's a really good sort of first person sort of both exploration and sort of factory building part of it. I don't know. I couldn't say one or the other because they've all got really good points about them.
Satisfactory you can play in co-op, I know. Can you
Satisfactory you can, yeah.
Play like on your own for a bit, and then what happens when you co-op then? Does that mean you go into a whole new instance and start from scratch?
No, I think you take your online your game save with you.
So who, like, someone obviously is not like in the normal world, I guess. So how does that bit work? Do you know?
I'm not sure. I think what you're saying is from what I've played with it is that when I choose online game, I choose my world, and then somebody can join me.
So do you have individual skill levels, shit like that, as like an upgrade tree or anything like that?
No, not really. It's just items that you can create. So if somebody, for example, if I had got quite far and somebody joined my world, I could give them all the equipment.
Can they like suddenly
got
take
to.
on all of the knowledge that you've gained as a character kind of thing?
It's the milestones and the progression is world based, not
Right.
user based. Yeah. So
That's it.
yeah, it's
So you could just do a little tinker, basic, and then go into Dave and have your mind blown by all the shit that you can do.
It's just I think if there'll be no point somebody jumping into like an end game of one of these games and go and me go, oh,
And
there
just
you
like,
go.
what is
Like,
going
yeah,
on?
you wouldn't understand, like, unless you played through and you understood how things progress from different materials and what needed to be put together. Then yeah, it's there you need to, like, if one of you guys were going to start playing, I would start from the beginning with you, because the whole idea of this game is that you're learning and you're progressing, like, from milestones, and you're creating more complex things, and it naturally sort of you understand it by working it out. Throwing you into a save game that had like 500 hours of progression, you'd be like, it doesn't make any sense. So yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'm going to try Shapes. I know I'm going to end up liking these games at some point. I just haven't really given them the proper go yet.
Yeah.
I was just.
I'm tempted to start doing a few streams of Shapes.
Oh yeah, we should do some streaming.
Yeah.
Just to answer Neil's question earlier, I'm on the priority membership for GeForce Now, so that's 1080p.
So there
60 frames capped, but
Okay.
there is an ultimate which does 4K,
yeah.
240 frames per second. But I can only imagine 4K and whatever. I mean, you're starting to really push the limits of your internet unless you've got blazing
Well, what's
fast,
your plan?
right?
You've got decent bandwidth.
I've got decent internet, but most of my stuff, I mean, 1080p is fine. You know, I don't need to double my cost.
Yeah, you want to start going in that 4K and then go back to 1080p. It's just not fine.
No, I
It's
don't
just not
want to do
fine.
that. That's what I don't want to do. I'm avoiding doing that. All
2K
right, let's
is
move
where
on
it's
to
at.
Hunt then. Yeah, let's move on to Hunt then and just and see where we are. So,
Well, what do you want to talk about?
Okay, let's keep.
Do
it
you want
brief.
to not be negative?
I like that.
I think we have.
Let's keep it brief. There's not two. They're not exclusive.
Okay, but the reason Hunt is on the radar here is because they've released the new engine.
So call it a new name.
Down. Yeah, they even have a new name for it. So it's basically it's a new product, effectively. Same base game, really.
They haven't quite Overwatch 2'd it, though, have they?
No,
because they haven't made you start from scratch.
No, I mean the game itself, but it's a new engine. There's a new UI. There's it's different.
Graphics are better.
Graphics are good. It's good old Hunt when you're in a game. Same Hunt. I felt like some of the hitboxes. I feel like the hitboxes are different on some of the NPCs
in terms of shooting at them.
Actually, it was. I like to stab a lot. Right, I stab things a lot. I love my knife.
I punch things with knuckle dusters.
And I feel like the hitboxes on the heads and the shoulders has changed because I keep missing them a lot more than I ever did before.
I was missing things with my throwing knives, but that's normal.
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe it could be the change. So, but that's okay. And it seems and there's a new map. The new map looks pretty cool.
It's only the new map at the moment.
Only the new map. Yeah, they want everyone. I think they're working on the other maps. I guess.
I think they're upgrading them. They're upgrading the old maps to the same standard as the new map, basically.
And they'll let everyone play on this map and do whatever. It's good. I mean, we had a good fight on the mines last night, didn't we? We haven't Stan.
Noticed me becoming shit. Any more shit than I was anyway. By them changing everything. Yeah, it feels the same. Look, mostly, it looks nicer. Sound is a bit different, I think.
I had issues with the sound when I was using. So there's a selection for their Crytek spatial sound or something. I had an issue with that. It was making things feel like they were above me when they weren't. So I turned that off, and then I didn't notice any issues after that. So yeah, it seems to be okay. But do you want to? mention the elephant in the room?
Well, you can mention it because you're the one that's getting mad about it.
It's the UI. It's absolutely dreadful. The interface in the menus is just appalling. I mean, it's.
I don't think the original menu system was very good. I don't think the new one's good either, but I think the original was not good. We just got used to how it was because you'd played multiple hundreds of hours of it.
I'm not going to disagree with you totally, but the thing I had with the old UI was I did find it confusing when I was new to the game.
Yeah.
I'm not new to this game anymore, and
no, but you are now because it's a new game, effectively. So you are new to the new menu.
No, but even when when you're a new game, like you have the concept of prestiging, the concept of hunters, the concept of dismissing, retiring, all that sort of stuff. That was all, I found all that quite overwhelming to start with. But you
feel
get
like
used to it. We understand all that now, and yet the UI is still like overpoweringly difficult to use.
I honestly feel like give it a couple of weeks and you would have got used to it.
I'm going to throw a spanner in the works here and say, as a new player to Hunt, I've only played Hunt a little while.
This is old Hunt you're talking about now.
Yeah, this is old Hunt. The UI in that game was fucking impossible to understand, like there was so many things, like the whole point of like, I don't know, hurting yourself, like what was the, it's not stabbing yourself, but there was a whole
giving the
blood
to Mr. Cherry the blood sacrifice.
Yeah,
they ended up getting rid of that actually a little.
It's still there.
They got rid of the blood. It's still there, yeah, but they got rid of the blood bit.
But there was there was so many convoluted things. Like you said last night, I'm glad I saved a loadout, and I was like, I don't understand why you wasn't using loadouts before, because when I played it, I had to redo my character every single time with all the different equipment and the bullets and stuff, and then I found out you could do a loadout and you could just rerun the loadouts on characters that you already done if you had a loadout on the character.
Yeah.
But that was something that you just found out that it was much easier to do on this UI. But
no, well, not.
I wouldn't say it was any easier.
No. It's not easier to do in this UI at all. That's the point.
Right.
But it was easier for me to create a loadout. I never really used loadouts very often.
Right.
But it was easier for me to create a loadout in this one and use it, because creating new hunters and specking them out is such a fucking ball ache now.
It's just different. It's just different. I swear, in a few weeks' time, it'll be like you'll have forgotten the old one.
Dude, I think 50% I'll give to you on that. Like, yes, it's new, and I've said that. Like, we'll just give it time. I'm sure after 1,000 hours we'll be used to it, right? But dude, go online.
I don't need to lead other people's opinions.
Hunt issued a video update today addressing everyone's concern on the UI. Like, that's how. Like, it's not.
I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying it's good.
I know, but I'm not making this out of thin air. And it's like, I sit there and played it and went, oh, this UI is not good. Then
but they'd shown everybody beforehand exactly what it's going to look like. And was there any people going, oh, this looks like shit? Because I don't know. But
if you're not using it, mate, I mean, look, all right, you're playing devil's advocate, and that's great. And I like Crytek, but I think we give Crytek a lot of space on their jank. Every time they have an event, they introduce new traits, they introduce new stuff. Quite often breaks the game. Matt finds a way to exploit it in prestiges 100 levels. Whatever. And we take it on the chin and just go, okay, whatever. They tried something different. That's fine. You know what I mean? But this is just baffling to me, like how they got this through. How no one at Crytek just went, this is a bit of a fucking mess, actually.
I think they probably are behind the scenes.
Well, they are. And the other thing is, like, they've made some serious missteps because they put in their communications, they said literally in the patch notes, it says change the UI to better suit consoles. So everybody, PC players, going, well, hang on a second. We didn't need a change. We didn't need this to be changed for now it's worse for PC users. And there's tons of monetization stuff on the screens now.
That is annoying. Where every time it feels like randomly it'll just go back to the store
Right.
page. I'm like, why
So
do you keep going back here? I
Right,
wasn't
so
doing
put
that.
your right, so put your critical thinking hat on and go, well, hang on a second. They've upgraded the UI for consoles. They're fucking shoehorning monetization into everything. So you
The
know
monetization
what...
hasn't changed, to be fair to them. The nothing they have offered is new. There's
No,
more
but
things you can
splash,
buy.
there's more
but
splash screens.
it is
with
more in your
monetization
face.
all in your face, right? And why is that? Because they're revenue chasing, and I understand that they're trying to chase revenue, more revenue from the PC player base, which they probably desperately need.
I don't
And
know,
they're
we keep
trying to
buying
ta-
those
and they-
skins, don't we?
No, we don't. We don't buy shit, do we?
Well, we've spent
And
quite a lot of money on skins.
we haven't. I've spent God knows how much money, real or donated from Riot people, on Valorant, right? I mean, ask
Yeah, that's
Arnie
because
how-
their skins are insane. It's like 70 quid for a fucking gun skin in Valorant.
Right. Okay, but that's not the point of my conversation, Neil, for fuck's sake. The point is, Valorant gets the money, Hunt doesn't get the money. So I understand that they're trying to monetize or whatever, good. But it also looks as though they're turning their focus towards that console market, right? That PS5 player base, right? Where they need that to break, they need to break through. And I've got a sneaking suspicion that we're getting fucked because of that. That's all I'm saying.
I wouldn't like to say yay or nay on that. But I know my son installed the game on his PC because it's free to play, free to try this weekend on all platforms.
I wouldn't bother.
And my son's experience of Hunt Showdown so far, other than me having to put my fucking pin into install multiple things multiple times, because he's like having
Well,
it
I
locked down.
could have sworn from the conversations I could hear last night that he's going to be a hunt god straight from the off
No.
because
Well,
he was
maybe he could
shit-talking
be
you so much.
If the game would fucking not crash
Oh dear.
every single time. It doesn't even get to the fucking menu, I don't think. Before it just does like this. He's like, what's going on? Like, there's a cursor on the screen. It's like, he has got it installed on a mechanical hard drive. But I'm like, does it really, should it
here's
really
this.
take like fucking 2 hours for it to load the menu screen? I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Mechanical hard drive. Is that still a thing?
It is on his computer. He's only got a 256 gigabyte SSD on his thing.
Maybe.
But he
you
had,
go sort him out, go on.
he just uninstalled Valorant earlier, which was 50 gig that I was like, he's never got actually played it. So we'll see.
I mean,
that makes
okay,
any
look,
difference.
I
But
can
the actual
understand.
game is the same so far, basically. But it
Yeah,
looks
and
nicer.
I'm okay with shit being broken because shit being broken can be fixed, right? And I'm sure they're going to make adjustments. I mean,
I'm
they
sure
know.
they'll tweak it.
Yeah,
I'm
of
sure
course
they'll
they will.
tweak it.
Of course they will.
They have to.
Yeah, I mean, it was funny. We played a game yesterday where we were like, let's go play one more game. We were being teleported all over the map. I was nowhere near a zombie. It was just damaging the shit out of me. And then I looked over and Neil's running away from me with his gun 10 foot behind him, floating in the air.
Yeah, that's when we finished. That was the
Yeah,
last
then
game we
said,
played.
that's
It's
enough.
like
So
we went and loaded into the game, and there's just like connection markers in my top right hand screen. It was like one of them's red and one of them's orange. It's like, these don't look good. And then it was just like, I wasn't even touching the mouse, but like on my screen I was like 2 steps forward, 3 steps back, to the left, to the right. It was like I was doing the fucking time warp or something. But I was just like, what the fuck? I'm not even touching anything.
yeah, that's some of the worst rubber banding I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, so
Oh,
it was a
well,
bit of a
it is
fucking
what it is,
disaster.
so-
That was the only time that happened though. We had load of good games that worked fine, and then that was just that one game at the end. It was just like completely fucked. It's like, I don't know what's happened here.
Look, I feel bad that the rollout hasn't been that great for them, but I don't feel
It
bad.
had the most numbers it's ever had, apparently, yesterday when it launched.
Yeah. So.
But it's also got
How
like
is
the
that
most
fucking-
negative
and-
reviews it's ever had.
Yeah, but dude, look, if you go and re-release anything, people are going to come and play it. Like the
Yeah.
high numbers mean
Especially when it's
nothing.
free to play.
Yeah, and the high numbers mean nothing because everybody who owns Hunt went, "Oh, let's go try the new Hunt."
Oh yeah, everyone who hasn't played for a while, like we've definitely not played it as much. Like,
Well, and you're going to have everybody on at the same time, so number spikes are completely moot, right? They mean nothing. Yeah, I don't know. I just think they really have dropped the ball on that. Well, they have.
I would because he was ready to play on his controller because he's like. So I was intrigued to
controller's
see.
crap.
Yeah, well, I was intrigued to see how he, because he's never played. He's watched me play the game over my shoulder and told me how shit I am and all that sort of shit multiple times. But he's never played the game. I was intrigued because obviously you're going mad about how shit the UI is. Whether he could just get in the game and get on with it and see how it went, but it just didn't fucking work. I don't know if it's because his PC's a bit old as well. It's like my 2 or 3 generations older PC that I have. Like it's an i5 something or other in there, so it's a bit on it. It's getting old. It's not got.
Now sorry, go on.
No, go on. No, go on.
I was going to say, just thinking about it. Now, I will say I'm ranting and raving about it, and I'm glad you're playing devil's advocate because we do have to be fair, right? It's very easy. We all know this, the internet to go mad, and people are going nuts discussing the UI and how bad it is or whatever. But people on the forums make a very good point. People are review bombing Hunt, right? And tanking the reviews on Hunt. That's not fair, right? And I think we can all be better, right? We can definitely be better people, right? These are people who have jobs, who are trying or whatever like that. And
well, they've clearly like, how long has the game been out? 7 years since early access launch.
It's nearly as like it was out around about the same time as PUBG, wasn't it?
It needed an update for sure. People on consoles have been complaining about how, like, the new PS5s and Xbox Series have been out since what, 20? When was that? 19?
19, yeah, 19.
So that's 5 years this year, and they have. This is the first time they've actually released a native PS5 Xbox Series version of the game. So 5 years it's taken for them to upgrade the game to the new generation. We are seeing benefits on PC despite the UI problem.
Mate,
we are seeing those benefits.
That took them 5 years because
it's a small team. It is a small team. It's obviously, it's a small.
I'm just joking. I'm joking. Sorry,
it regularly pulls maybe 40,000 regular players.
It's not massive.
Over the last 12 to 18 months or whatever. That's its peak player.
Dude, I play on I was playing on the mornings in matches on my own.
Yeah.
Right? So the player
That's
base.
That's how you got all your numbers up.
That's how I got some of my numbers up, yeah.
Is that your prestige so many times?
Yes. Games are there to be exploited.
It's not Call of Duty or it's not even Battlefield numbers. People playing the game. So it's a relatively small team, and it is technically, graphically very nice looking, all that sort of stuff. And there's a lot of the maps are not asset flip bullshit. It's all handcrafted, all that sort of shit. So a lot of man hours have gone into this.
I agree. Look, let's sit here. You want more positives? I'll give you some positives. I like the MOs. The new MOs look good. They're darker.
Well, they're the same thing, but they look better.
Different. Yeah, they look way better. They look cooler. The new sub boss,
Hellborn. He's like a giant emulator.
Yeah, he is a piece of work. And I will give a shout out to Sarah, actually, who I got killed. Fucking stroke of genius, threw a choke bomb on me, and then came and rezzed me. And the guy was throwing the fireballs, and they were just extinguishing on the choke bomb. That was just a stroke. Very impressed with that.
That's the game developer brain in him.
Oh. Yeah, I know. Oh, actually, yeah, he's a game dev. I gotta be careful before I. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, it's all right, isn't it? It's all right. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll be playing more.
Well, I was gonna say something stupid then. Like, are you gonna still continue to play it? Of course, you're gonna continue to play it. But like, has this put a dampener on?
It's not that bad that it's going to stop you playing the game. You just got to learn.
No. Oh God, no. I mean, I'm probably going to jump in for a couple of games before I go out tonight. Actually, I don't think I've got time, but yeah, I'll be on again on the weekend, so we'll see. Look, hey, that's Hunt. I don't want to. Let's not labor on it because we'll be back again next week, no doubt mentioning it. So
I'm not going to be playing much Hunt between now and next week.
Okay. Oh, you're going away. Are you here next week?
I am back for next week.
Okay. Good. All right. Well, look, let's call that a show. We've gone through way more than I thought we would. Dave, do you want to do your outro?
I'll
please?
do my outro. Thank you for listening to the Seal Podcast. If you'd like to ask questions, get involved, please contact us at sealpodcast.com. A form is on the website. You can also email us at sealpodcast@gmail.com. A link is pinned for our Discord server on Acast, YouTube, which is at Seal Podcast, or X, which is at Seal Podcast, or Twitch, which is at Seal Podcast. And we upload our videos to YouTube and Twitch when we can. Neil, shout out for Twitch.
So Derek, Sumu, Christian, and Scott were the chatters tonight. Thank you for joining and contributing.
Awesome. Thank you very
Good.
much.
Thank you to
Okay,
everyone
well,
else who
look-
just listens quietly in the background.
Yes, thank you very much. We appreciate you listening. We hope you enjoyed the show. And until next time, we'll see you next time.
Maybe.
Cheers, guys.
You'd think this would get easier after a few hundred episodes.
Maybe.
Let's just get bye.
I
Later.
thought I was really well on that outro.
You
and
did.
then-
Yeah. You did
It's
all right.
completely, yeah, I
Fraser
know,
went
I know.
shit.
Sorry, yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Fraser's had enough. He wants to go.
Yeah.
Still
All
got
right,
to edit the
see you
show.
later.
Still on.
Bye.
Bye.